Salute everyone. The streets are buzzing. Hope you're well. We had a night to sleep on the game last night, and we're going to get into it today. Friday night, Knicks Holla. Got my man, my partner in crime, Divine. Knicks Real Talk. How are you, Divine?
Salute, CT. I'm good, man. I'm ready to get it popping, man. The dust unsettled. We had a day to sleep everything off and get back to it, man. Let's get into some Knicks basketball, man. Salute to everybody out there. Hope everybody doing well, man. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, salute. Hey, Friday night, no game tonight. Let's chop it up. We're going to recap last night's game. But first and foremost, great post game last night on Knicks Real Talk. Check that out if you haven't already yet. Divine, KJ, Dub broke that game down. Incredibly. It was a tough game to go on. Afterwards, I had a work party, so I couldn't go on last night. But it was a great show. Salute you. And KJ for breaking the game down last night. There was a lot of things to chop up last night, and that's why we got tonight as well. We're going to preview the Denver matchup tomorrow as well. We're going to talk about the Knicks team news, the league news. There's a lot of buzz swirling, Divine. I'm glad to have you tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, man. Salute to the chat. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. Yeah, CT. I'm glad to be here, man. The dust unsettled. Like I say, we can kind of do the recap on the Bull game and talk about that, man, and move on to the next one. But I'm excited, man. I still got that Nick energy in me, man. After a loss, like I always try to take the positive and the negative out of a game. So I'm good, man. I'm excited. I'm still optimistic about what our boys is doing down there. We just got some things we need to work on to get healthy, and I think we're gonna be good, man. But I'm excited to be here with you, my brother.
Yeah, real talk. Hey, we live to fight another day. 22 games down in this season. A lot of high hopes this season, and we're just going to dissect where this team can get better at. Where they failed last night, what the Chicago Bulls did well. We're going to give them their flowers like you did last night. They had a lot of all stars. That rose to the occasion. Some of our guys didn't rise to the occasion. So, but yeah, first and foremost, the New York Knicks went down to Chicago. 119 to 114 as well. It was a crazy seesaw game, right? Fellas, chat, ladies, there was a lot of inconsistency. And that's what we're seeing from these New York Knicks, not only throughout the season, but in-game inconsistencies. And I think that's what ultimately hurt us, in losing the game last night. The first half to the second half, it's just, it's unacceptable. We've got to find ways to play 48 minutes.
Yeah, real talk. Absolutely, man. I think that's one of the main Achilles heels for us right now. And we just gotta play 48 minutes of basketball like any other team. And like I said, them boys got three all-stars down there in the starting lineup last night. They all could get down. And Caruso, a real underrated defender, played on the championship team last year. He'd been around some guys who know how to go get it. So Caruso was a big plus for them guys, man. Not from a scoring perspective, what he do on the defensive end. And he got that dog in him. I think he played well. And you got to salute their team last night. They played real good basketball yesterday, man. So, but I still think that for us, we played we had a bad first half. Gave us 69 points, which is unacceptable, CT. But for the most part, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And a couple of plays here and there, that we could be sitting here talking about a different game last night. Obviously Julius Randle missed a couple of free throws, had a turnover, and then, and it happened at that time. Quickly missed a pretty critical shot that could have turned the momentum of the game. But I'm still happy about it because we fought, and that's what you're supposed to do. That was like a playoff atmosphere. But but I do think if once we get healthy, I think when we go to the playoffs, if we meet them in the playoffs, I think it might be a different outcome. Hey, they 2-1 on us. We played them twice, 3 times. They beat us 2. We beat them 1. And we got another game to play. But overall, you just got to give them their flowers. They won the game last night. They beat the Knicks last night. There's nothing you can say, CT. The Chicago Bulls, that offense was prolific last night, and their defense they held them in there. You know what I mean? And you got to give your flowers to the Chicago Bulls and Billy Donovan and them because they played a good game last night.
Yeah, facts. Like you said last night, Divine, they got more closers at the end of the day. DeRozan, Levine, and Vucevic all stepped up big, all 3 of them, will break down their box score. They all had 27 points or more. And, I think that was the end, that was the game at the end of the day. We had Julius Randle, who we play through, but we were missing RJ Barrett's defense. like people have been saying. Mitchell Robinson is still recovering, bit slower foot still. Couldn't get out to those threes, those back-breaking threes from Vucevic, I think, really hurt us when we fought all the way back, to get to tie the game,
Mhm.
Divine. And, those were some pivotal plays. And, ultimately our roster against theirs, we just fell short on that night. And we are, 1-2 against them. We have a chance to split the series still. But yeah, we've got a lot of tough games coming up. And, we just got to continue to play, more consistently throughout the game. Because if we don't go down by 21 points, then our comeback probably ends up helping us win.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm hoping that we correct soon, because that's been our Achilles heel for for the pretty much for the season. You know what I mean? So we got to come out there with a sense of urgency in that first quarter, and realize it's a 48-minute game. You know what I mean? You got to play off 48. And I think the Knicks got to find a way to come out there with a sense of urgency, energy, and take it for what it is. You can't let teams think they're gonna come in here and do something to you. And all this is happening. This happened in Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? So, I think we got to come out the gate, CT, with a lot more urgency, more focus. And it was going to be interesting now that you're 500. You're not. Let me see how you're going to play now. Let me see if your urgency is going to be here now, because you're not amongst the top of the league right now. So you almost going toward the bottom feed. Let me see if that sense of urgency does that kicking now, because now they realize they're not up there at the top, they're at the bottom. Let's see what this team is made of. But if it's anything like last night with the resiliency and fight back in them and not giving up, I'm happy about that. I just hope that we can put this thing together where we don't have to be in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. And it's, at the end of the day, it's the NBA, talent versus talent. Like Show and M says, Achilles heel is our lack of overall talent. To me, I'm going to say on top of that, consistency as well. The role players that we have, you never know what they're going to do each night. Some nights, Alec Burks looks amazing. Some nights he's just average. Some nights, Mitchell Robinson is having an incredible game, a beast, double, and some nights he goes missing as well. And I know the players are finding it tough, Divine, with these with the reffing, the refereeing inconsistency to me. Taj Gibson, say what you want. He was passionate. He did get a bit demonstrative, but I see a lot of players in the league get away with that. Taj Gibson has a good, clean record on him. I thought he should have been afforded a little bit more leniency there, but I can understand why the ref tossed him.
Yeah. And Todd is a savvy veteran, man. He a pro. I mean, he's been doing this a long time. And and just sometimes your emotions get the best of you. And sometimes the rest of me like, listen, I already got your coach hollering in my ear like he crazy. Nonstop. You know what I mean? I don't know if Tibbs helping him either with all that screaming he doing that with dude. They like, man, between you and Tibbs, and but the players gotta realize, man, if the coach if the ref calls something, just let it go, because no matter what you say to them, you're not going to change the call. So why put yourself in that position, to me, where this guy not going to change that call? Don't go get that crazy, because that's what happened to Julius Randle. Now think about Julius Randle got thrown out the other night against Brooklyn because he did that. So I think they got to control their emotions, but they're human beings though, CT. And we need Todd. We needed Todd last night, because when he went out the game, Mitchell Robinson had to log all the minutes, and then it just we didn't have Jericho Sims, Obi and them trying to do their thing against them beasts that they got down there, and I just think it was a tough win for us, man. But we live to fight another day, CT, and I hope we learn from it and move on, because the refs, they're gonna call it the way they're gonna call it, no matter what, what happens, and we've been getting some bad calls. The 2-minute reports the last couple of days, like the one against Zach LaVine last night, they said that shouldn't have been a shooting foul. You know what I mean? And that was 1-1. So we was tied 111. And so a couple of calls the last couple of nights, man, we had some bad calls go against us, man. But hopefully the refs can now that it's on, they on notice, or they starting to hear about it. Hopefully they can correct it.
Yeah. I saw that live, and I said straight away, that's a on the floor foul when Evan Fournier wrapped him up. He wasn't even going in the motion of laying it up yet. And it's just silly things like that. You want to see consistency with that. But yeah, we're not blaming the refs at all. We're just seeing a pattern of inconsistency calls. And I know it's got to frustrate the players, not just New York Knicks players.
All of them.
Interview any player in the NBA right now. they'll be telling you we don't know how it's going to be officiated, from a nightly basis.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get into the Denver preview, Divine, we do have some practice news. RJ Barrett is probable to suit up tomorrow, so that's good to have him back. And Nerlens Noel practiced today as well, but is still questionable. So there's a chance both of them come back tomorrow as well. So that would be a nice boost to the defense. And to your point, we did lose the game on the defensive end. There's no other way around that. Letting them put up 119 on our home floor. That's a defensive lapse.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like I said, 69 in the first half. They definitely came out of punches in the mouth. I mean, they really did. And like I said, that's why I say you don't make excuses, CT, about who's there, who's not there. But that a player, a cog to your wheel is important. You know what I mean? And I just think that RJ Barrett not being there last night, having to start quickly against Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan, that's a mismatch made in heaven for them. And Great as quickly is an all ball defender, but as them boys get down in the half court too, you know what I mean? And DeMar DeRozan with that mid range game, quickly didn't have nothing for that. That's why sometimes when you miss guys like RJ and guys like that, man, is sometimes it's not about the points. It's just about their defense on the other team's best player or one of their best players. Not just think we missed it last night, man. And them boys they got three monsters down there, man, and they got a good team down there. So, but we just got to get better at it, man. But that's 69 points in the first half, and then and not no energy, no effort. You're not even checking these cats, man. That's what the only thing I was disappointed with that and the 18 turnovers. You know what I mean, CT? And I just think that was in the game last night.
Yeah, appreciate you. Anthony 212. That's a great question. Let's debate that. So DeRozan was doubled, Divine, in the last game, and there was a lot of heat, were the Knicks doing the right thing? Now, this game, DeRozan had it going. We didn't double. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, really.
Yeah. I see that. It's tough. It's a tough call, man. If you double him and then he kick it out, because you got to remember, Fournier is not a really great defender. Quickly is not. He's a good, to me, on-ball defender, and he hustles and all that. But if you double team the roll, then I don't know who you leaving open. You know what I mean? Lonzo knocking the ball down, and she had 48% from three. Zach LaVine can shoot three from anywhere. So I don't know. I guess you would have tried and see. I think he maybe should have tried it and see if it worked. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna understand if he didn't, because like I said, them guys are pretty lethal, and they just had nothing for him, I guess. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't have a problem trying it.
Yeah, he was hot already by then.
Mm-hmm.
Once DeRozan already warmed up, it's like you have to start doubling. I think if they were going to do it, they left it too late. And let's pull up the box score. We'll have a quick look. Again, I want to just start with Chicago's box score. Their leaders led them. DeRozan with 34, Vucevic 27, LaVine 27, and that was the ball game right there. That's like talking about three guys almost putting up 30. That's like 90 points combined, just about, Divine. So,
yep.
Again, it's just roster versus roster, mano a mano. Chicago Bulls just had the ammo last night. It's an arms race, and we just couldn't slow them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, almost 90 points, talking about 84. But like I said, it goes back to what we had out there as well. You know what I mean? And that's something we gotta work on. We gotta figure out the thing. Like I said, now having RJ makes a difference to a degree. He could have turned maybe Zach LaVine points into 20 points. That's maybe 27 points. You know what I mean? Instead of quickly couldn't do nothing with him. You know what I mean? So he just, so I do think that could have played a major part. Nerlens Noel could have played a part, but they wasn't there, and that's what the score is. 119. That's terrible. Look at our quarters, guys. 37, 32, 20 in that third quarter, which played a good third quarter. Then we gave up 30. 3 30-point quarters, that's 90 points in 3 quarters. Pretty much the game is over. You know what I mean? Sometime in the NBA, because you giving up 90 points, you still got a whole quarter left. So I just think that's where the game was lost at. It was lost on defense last night for me. And the offense scored 115. I was happy to see them come back, but their box scores was pretty tough, man. Them 3 dudes is monsters last night. You got to give them their flowers.
Yeah, straight facts, right? And in terms of our defense, are you concerned moving forward that we rely on RJ Barrett too much? Do you think we have enough defense on this roster to improve on that area, or do you think we are what we are basically right now?
That's I think we got enough defense if you just see guys like Grimes and these cats get some time, maybe it makes our defense better. But you got to remember, we started off the season with Kemba Walker at the point guard, one of our defense guys. I mean, one of our point guard who's not a defense guy, right? Evan Fournier is not a defense guy, but I do think that when he had put Alex Burks there, it made us a better defensive team. That's why I say you think about the way that Atlanta game went, and the only reason they probably didn't go that way these last two games was because of RJ Barrett. So I do think that if RJ there, I don't know if we rely on him that much by ourselves, because I think now that you got like Alex Burks there, which he did a good job on my man last night. Excuse me, did a good job on Lonzo Ball and Mitchell Robinson. I think we got to. I just think that Fournier got to step it up and give the Alex Burks, RJ, Mitchell Robinson, Randall, and Evan Fournier a chance to do it. See it a couple of games. I do think Alex Burks makes a difference, though.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely improved the D from Kemba up to Burks as well. I'm just concerned, when RJ Barrett's not in, we don't have a go-to guy who can stop.
Mm-hmm.
They had Alex Caruso. Shout out to him. He's a pesky defender. How many steals did he have? Like 5 or something.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
He was man yesterday.
Yeah, 4 steals, and he had the critical steal, of course, on Julius Randle. What were your thoughts on that play, Divine? Randle getting a lot of criticism, obviously for that steal and the 2 free throw misses.
Yeah, he got to be better than that, man. If he want to have that title or that responsibility of being the leader of the team and the best player, then that's one thing he need to get better at. Is at that particular time of the game, you got to get and close the deal. I mean, you are man. And you that guy that we look to help close. I know we could do it by committee as well, but Julius Randle can get buckets, but he got to be better in those situations, because we done seen this a couple of times in his career and things like that. And this year, he got to close on game for us, man. Take us home, bro. That's what we paid you for.
Yeah, real talk. And to me, it's the coach or another player got to step up and just tell him, talk on the floor. When he's in traffic or a dude's about to strip him, where's the communication right there?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I hope Kemba could have been for this club. Another vet that had Randall's respect. Could be a floor general, lead this team, and say, "Hey, get in the spot. I'm going to get you the ball," or "Now's the time to pass it up, Julius." And sometimes when you just leave Julius to his own device, you do get that. You do get the Jekyll and Hyde. And I think Tom Thibodeau, he does have a lot of trust in certain guys, like with Rose, with Taj, and now with Randall. And sometimes that trust just doesn't, it goes against him. I find like sometimes, Tom Thibodeau, he needs to coach everybody the same way.
Yep. At CT, and that's where I bring up Julius Randle for that reason, because you the leader, you're supposed to be able to understand those situations. You don't only be unselfish in the first and second and third quarter. You got to be unselfish in crunch time too. He don't have to take the shot. You know what I mean? But be the leader out there on the floor to put the team in position to win the game. So even if he don't take the shot, but make sure that if you see one of them guys not moving, you should be like, you should be like, this here, get over there. You know what I mean? That's what I don't see from him, and I would love to see that from him. I think that would take him to another level if he get out there and just lead, not only by shooting and scoring and passing, no, making sure a guy's in the right position out there. If you see a dude lacking on the screen, like, listen, man, you got to take that screen, dude. You know what I mean? Things like that. Them the little things that makes a leader out there. And I think, once he learned that, them the little things he missed to me. But in that time, in that situation, not to get off topic, he got to be smarter and wiser than that. You know what I mean? You're right. He need to rely on Tibbs and all these guys, man. So that's why I bring up a guy like Rondo. You might not like Rondo, but he will respect Rondo. You know what I mean? Rajon Rondo, he will respect him. You know what I mean? Because Rondo is a floor general who demands respect, and that we need guys like that, whether they're a superstar player or not. But they need somebody who he's going to say, listen, I respect that dude's knowledge. I respect the way he go about the game. I respect him and I think that's what we need. It might not be a star player, but we just need somebody who he respect. And that's a savvy veteran who got gut, who got dog in him. And that's why I like Rondo, you know what I mean? Because he respect Rondo hypothetically, so.
Yeah. And I think that's on this front office's next to-do list, get
Mm-hmm.
get that second dude, Julius is obviously to me a 1B or a 2A, we got to get someone else that's a 1A in
Mm-hmm.
here, that can help out. But just looking at Chicago's box score again, let's give Alex Caruso his flowers, because I want to highlight this. If you look at all the plus minuses, right, Alex Caruso was a whopping plus 21 for Chicago, and if you look at our box score as well, no one was even in that realm of a plus 24, a plus 21, sorry, and even Chicago. So that guy made the single most difference. When the Bulls were winning, he was thriving. When the Knicks were making their run, he was still thriving. And Alex Caruso, probably the player of the game. He was just everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. His numbers across the board was phenomenal. You know what I mean? But his game don't even really show up in the numbers. It's not even about the numbers about the impact he has on the game. It just his intellect is amazing out there, man. I'm like he knows when to just do things at the right time. He know how to put these guys in the right spot. He he got that it him. That was a good pickup for them. You got to salute the Chicago Bulls organization, CT, for signing him as a free agent. You see why? Him and Lonzo Ball made their defense better to a degree. You know what I mean? Salute. So we just got to make sure that we get that man his respect. But he was a plus 21. That's amazing, because I think it wasn't about all that scoring they were doing. It was about what he did to make us get in that situation in the first half. He really put it on some of our guys. He made it hard out quickly and all them guys out there. It was a good showing by him.
Yeah, facts, right? And we need that. We need that on-ball D. And Deuce McBride, he's balling for Westchester. He's playing tonight. Played last night. Had himself 31-9. Lucas Samanic is also balling out. We'll talk more about that later. But I agree with your point. We do have players on this squad that can defend. They're just young. They're rookies. I think Tibbs is happy with this rotation right now. I don't think we're going to see Grimes' minutes shoot up, or I don't think we're going to see Deuce a whole lot, Divine, unless we get some injuries.
Yeah, I think that's what it boiled down to. Like I said, we got a deep team here, man, and it was kind of expected. You know what I mean? There's really nothing new, pretty much, to this thing, man. We kind of expected this coming into the regular season. We all said you might not see them guys that much. Knicks got a deep team down there for us, who could play the first 10. And and I'm just hoping, man, that I just want to see this team fully healthy, and if somebody go down, hopefully Tibbs will let him in there. But he playing them. They just got to take advantage of the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because I think if you go in there in 6 minutes and do something in 6 minutes, next thing he might move you up to 9. I mean, shit, we seen Knox the other night. You know what I mean? And the man came in there and knocked down a 3. So Tibbs gonna say he did something positive for us. And and it's good that he got guys back there who could do that. So you never know. I think we just gotta we don't want to hope for injuries. But if we just hope somebody the first 10 guys CT get better more and more, then we had that problem. But if not, he might have to do something if Fournier and them don't get consistent. You know what I mean? Especially on the defense end, that's crazy. When you got McBride and Grimes, like the other night against, I think it was Brooklyn. That was a night to me. CT, he should have played Jericho Sims because Noel didn't have it. You know what I mean? So that was kind of that we got to. I think he got to get past that and don't rely so much all the time, because that dude, I think the way Simmons played against Atlanta, he deserved to be in that game.
Yeah, thanks. And salute to the chat, salute everyone. Appreciate your energy, your passion. We're in this together. No takes out of bounds tonight. I'll shout you out. And when the panel opens up, when we bring people on, we'll talk about the impending, trade restriction lifting December 15. Tell us what you want to see happen. Tell us, if you think there's some big moves on the cards. Tell me if you think Tibbs is under the pump this season. We've got, a tough couple games, Divine, but the schedule does ease up a little bit, I think, in the next couple games as well. So I think, it's important not to hang your head. It's important the team not to hang their head. There was some people highlighting that Julius Randle and Fournier was arguing. To me, that was just two vets just chirping at each other. That didn't really look anything concerning to me.
No, that's what ball players do, man. When things ain't going well and your team getting smacked around the way it did, like everybody, somebody gonna feel some type of way. It's all good. That's just. I'm glad to see that they got the, because I have a problem. They didn't say nothing. You know what I mean? If you didn't say nothing, I have a problem. So if something going wrong and you need to get it, y'all get it. Y'all grown men. You know, ain't like y'all no babies. They grown men. Sometimes you come at people with passion. Sometimes you come at people soft. Sometimes you come at them hard. But at the end of the day, you're doing it for a good cause. And Julius Randle and Evan Fournier, that's not even an issue to me. I think they respect each other as veterans who've been in the game and know the game of basketball. Like, you know what? If Julius Randle was being a leader, calling them out, then I'm quite Evan Fournier going to accept it. Or if Evan Fournier had a disagreement with him, they said it and went in the locker room and came out and it made a big difference because they turned that whole third quarter around. So that sometimes you need a spark to night of fire. You know what I mean? And I think that might have been a spark for them going in there, having that little that whatever you want to call it, and then come out the locker room in the third quarter and catch fire. That was all good to me. But like you said, I don't think it was too much to it.
Yeah, definitely. They'll figure things out as well. They know they're in this for the long haul. To me, it shows players want to. They're upset with losing. This team has big aspiration, not just in our eyes, in the players' eyes. They expected that they're going to be winning this season, and they are not happy with a 500 record. Let me tell you that. Tom Thibodeau's not happy. Leon Rose is not happy. There will be some moves coming up. Divine as well, and shout out Be Civilized. Knox did get a look. Was pulled for hitting a three. That was a part of the game I was watching, hoping would make that comeback, and he threw Knox out there. Was that surprising to you?
The way we was playing, no, because we was getting shellacked, bro. He had to try something. You know what I mean? Like I said, we were down, and we were down a couple of guys, and and we wasn't nobody doing nothing except for Randall to some degree. So I guess he was just trying to find anybody to get some energy out there, to get some, and at the end, and I think Knox came in there, shot a three ball, knocked it down, moving around. I think before him, I think Grimes came in. I want to say Grimes came in. So, Tom Thibodeau was trying to find something to shoot this team up. You know what I mean? He like, listen, I got to get somebody in here. He put the young boys in there. And you know what? And even though we down 20, but what I liked about it, CT, is that they didn't let that game get over 20. You know what I mean? They got to 20 maybe once, and they got it back down. They kept chipping away. So I think I don't got no problem with what he did bringing him. He need to do it more often. If Knox is going, let Knox stand there and get a couple of rhythm shots and see what he could do. He might spark the team, but I think they did a good job of it coming out of the third quarter. So it was good to see that he used Knox in them. I kind of I didn't see it coming, but I knew it can happen due to the fact we was down so much. We didn't have RJ, we didn't have Jericho, we didn't have Noel. Todd got suspended. We was down players, man. We were down players, and we getting blowed out. So I can understand why he did it.
Yeah, facts. And credit to Knox. Every time he's come in, he's ready. He's hit a three, basically. Sherwin M says he should have stuck with Knox. I wouldn't have been mad at that at all. And I'm glad, when the players haven't got it, I'm glad he goes to another dude. You got to send some sort of warning or signal. You got to try something. And also, we'll touch on, the league news that Portland fired their president and GM, and Scott Perry is obviously, linked to that. So shout out Sherwin. Thanks for popping that in. That's on our list of things to talk about around the league as well. So shout out to the chat. Divine, I'll pull up the box score, and we'll just we won't give grades, but we'll just give your overall assessment. From who performed last night, who's on the spotlight now, who's on the hot seat.
Yeah. I think for me, Randall did his thing. You take away the last quarter, the last couple of minutes, it seemed like he would have had a nice game. Mitchell Robinson played hard last night, plus 9-7. I'm not mad at Mitch. Mitch was battling, bro. And for him to have to go up there, he allowed 30 minutes. You know what I mean? But he was fighting, man. He had 8 rebounds, 9 points, 5 blocks. You know what I mean? He was trying to get it done, but he couldn't hit. Butovic ran the muck from the outdoor, but it wasn't only on Richard Robinson either. He ran the muck on everybody who was in that spot from out there. You know what I mean? So he was pulling them cats out there and knocking them down. That's the only thing I had with that. Other than that, Mitchell Robinson played a good game for us, man. He went hard, had hit 3 foul techs, 3 for 3, 3 for 5 from the field. I mean, I think obviously we wish he had 13 or 15, but it's not about the numbers to me. I think in that third, he established himself in that third quarter, and we got on that run. And then you notice at the end of the game, I think we had like maybe a minute or something left. Some of they took him out, and them cats started scoring. So that was something that was interesting to me. But I think Alex Burks +3. I think he did a good solid job on what's his name? Scooby Lounge football. I think he did a good defensive job on him. He didn't shoot the ball too well last night, but he shot it when we needed it, and he helped get us back in the game. Then Emmanuel Fournier, -5, 16 points. I wish that would have been 18. We probably would have won the game. When he scored 18 with 7-0. So, and then Emmanuel quickly had a decent game. He -2. But I do think Richard Robinson would have stand out to me in the second unit of CT. I just say Obi Toppin played. I wish he would have got more minutes last night because I think he would have made a bigger difference in that game. But it is what it is. Knox, you got to give him his flowers. Came in there, had 1-for-1, knocked it down, gave us 4 good minutes, and scored 3 points. You can't be mad at that. Todd Gibson, Todd get a D from me, man. I mean, you shouldn't have got ejected that game. We needed you. You got to be there for your soldiers when they down there fighting like that. D Rose played a hell of a game. I think he's getting a B from me, and Grimes, I just got to give him a B as well. Them guys, they wouldn't play hard last night for me.
Yep. Yeah, and I want to answer Bean's question. How did I feel about Randall the last couple of minutes? I've been on record to say, I want my offense run through a point guard. I think like you saw what the Bulls could do with Levine and DeRozan, in crunch time. I just think, the power forward with the ball in his hands all the time, you're going to get that kind of thing. He's easy to get doubled. He's turnover prone. I'm not going to get on Randall. He's our best player. He gave it his all last night. But, I just like to see him at least eliminate some of those isolation, fadeaways, things like that. But Alex Caruso is a very great, pesky defender. Had 4 steals. He anticipated, that Randall would be there. Was a second too slow. And I also think Obi Toppin shouldn't have got stripped by Caruso under the bucket too, Divine. That was he had Caruso, he went at him, and he was just like in slow motion. It's like Caruso was already 3 seconds ahead, was able to strip that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get Caruso his flowers on that, but yeah, Obi and Julius, and we know what's something interesting to me when I can see if they did what they do with Julius Randle, but it seems like they're always throwing him in a post and they giving him the ball in crunch time. If that the case, put him let him face up. Because when he posting up, they know what he about to do. They know the team know what they about to do. When you throw Julius Randle that ball in the post in crunch time, the team know what's going to happen. Either he going to get it, or he going to have to make a decision to give it to somebody. So I just think that if you face him up and do that, so put him on the perimeter, give him the ball. And Julius Randle could pass a basketball. That's one thing he could do real well. So I think the Knicks probably thinking that if they collapse, he kick it out, somebody hit a 3. I think that's the only thing I could see that the reason why they post him like that at that end of with that late in the clock during the end of the game is that if somebody try to collapse on him, then hopefully Julius Randle got to kick that ball out to them. And I think that maybe sometimes he's not doing that in crunch time because he want to be the savior. But sometimes, like I said, it's not about taking the shot. It's about, it don't matter who take the shot, because if the play is good, then it don't matter. And I think he got to trust his teammates. He got to trust the RJ. He got to trust Alex Burton that they're gonna knock that ball down. Don't try to force it, And I think that's what he get caught up in. To me, is don't force the ball, man. You got 4 guys out there that's playing with you. Trust on your teammates, and if you see that double come and kick that ball out. And I think that's where he mess up at. So I hope he can get that together.
Yeah. One thing I want to address too is Julius Randle needs help. He is doing everything. He's defending better now. He was exhausted. That's why he missed those free throws too. You look at that man, he was absolutely exhausted. He went to the scorer's table, whatever was down, on his holding his knees. You can't be doing, this guy can't be doing this for 82 games. We need to get this guy some help as well. Now, we hope Kemba Walker could be a sidekick we hope RJ Barrett could be the sidekick. The facts are they're not sidekicks at the moment. So Julius Randle does get some kind of pass from me at the moment too, just because he doesn't have that kind of help at the moment. Get him some help, and then if he's failing, I'm going to get on him and say these kind of things are unacceptable. But you ask a guy to defend, get post up, get fouled like anything, like Shaq admitted, he's getting hacked down low, he's not getting calls, and then he's expected to put up 30 a night for us to win. Again, this team's not much different from last season. If at all, the roster's almost the same or worse, with Kemba not in the picture anymore. So this is an incomplete roster. December 15's coming up. Trade deadline's coming up. Nerlens Noel, this could be your captain speaking. Kemba Walker, this is your captain speaking. In the words of Ron Cleveland, shout out. And it's going to be interesting, Divine, as they're still evaluating, and I think some help's on its way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's tough about it, man. Nobody expected this to happen like this right now, man. We didn't. No Knicks fans expected Fournier to come shooting like he was. Nobody expected Kemba to. And for Julius Randle, that's where, to me, where leadership comes in that, because you know what, Julius Randle, you didn't have no problem playing. You got that money. You knew what you was getting into when we put the team together. You was cool with it. You said you think that this team is. He even said out his own mouth. We think that the team. I'm just saying this to say that Julius Randle, as a leader, and you're right. He need help. I think he got help. The help is not playing good. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's not even the help. I think that the help is that's not playing good right now. So but I think Julius Randle as a franchise player. You actually putting yourself in the stratosphere of LeBron and these guys, because you're a franchise player. And just be a franchise player, man. Don't worry about it, because Julius Randle was good. He damn good. Mr. Double. He got nobody perfect. You know what I mean? CT. He had issues in the game he needed to correct and stuff like that. Sometimes he makes some bonehead decisions. But man, this brother carried us on his back last year. You know what I mean? Without that help, and I think that Fournier and them got to step up to the plate and give that man give him some help. Because I think that's the reason why we lose it, because RJ and Fournier and them guys not giving no help. So let's give Julius Randle his flowers, man. That man get down. You know what I mean? And I love Julius Randle. So let's hope these guys get it together.
Yeah, facts. I understand D. Russ's point as well. We want our best player to get the job done, but I don't want the same treatment of Patrick Ewing got with the New York Knicks. He's the only dude on most nights. When, to Divine's point, the other guys just aren't consistent. They're pros too. You got to get on them as much as you get on Julius Randle every night. These other cats are taking $10 million from the club. Right. These cats are Mitchell Robinson's trying to get paid, and he's coming up small. And Alec Burks too, I want to mention, in 43 minutes as the point guard, he needs more than 3 assists. I'm sorry, I know he's better at scoring, but if you're playing 43 minutes, you've got the ball in your hands a lot, you need more than 3 assists. I think that would have helped us a lot.
Yep, absolutely. And man, you know what? Like I said, I think the Knicks is 11-11. They're not 5-16. They're not 4-13. They're 11-11, and not playing good ball right now. And that's why it is what it is. The Knicks is 11-11. They have been playing not below average basketball right now. If y'all think this is going to be the Knicks going forward, I disagree with that. I think the Knicks will finally catch their stride like anybody else, and they're going to go on and make that little run to put them where they at. But if everybody's jumping off the bandwagon now, I don't know what to tell you out there. You really must see this team the way I see it at the beginning. I just think that they're going through something, CT. But I think they get better at it. And let's hope RJ and Nerlens Noel will come back tomorrow and give us a little bit more firepower and see if we can win the game tomorrow and get back over 500.
Yeah, real talk. Let's hit up playback real quick as well. A play in the game that you'd love to have back again, or a play you'd love to replay again and again. Is anything to you that sticks out?
The one that I would love to have back, man, it is a couple of them I can go there, but the Caruso strip on Randle at that time in the game, I wish we could have that one back. Not because
Yeah.
of Randall, just because of the time that it happened. You know what I mean? It was a crucial
Facts.
time when it happened. That's one that stood out. That I wish we could have back right there. And the one that before they fouled Zach Levine, but they sent him to the free throw line when he shouldn't have went there because it wasn't after they seen the 2-minute report, which I thought in the game like, wow, why they sending him to the line? You know, he didn't even go up and shoot most of when Fournier swift right at the ball, but they gave it to him anyway. So it was a bad call. Them two calls I wish I could have had back for sure. I think they changed the momentum.
Yeah, I can't disagree at all. And shout out to Be Civilized as well. I probably got to go with this one. You know, Taj getting ejected as well. What could have been if Taj managed to play all through that down the stretch? And because that I was actually going to go with the Vucevic dagger threes. You know, but this correlates to that. If Taj was out there, he would have probably got out there quicker.
I was said Randall hitting his free throws. Wow.
Yeah.
Right. That was crucial right there.
That's another one too.
A good one, shot, because you could have them free throws back. Man, that could have been a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, straight facts. And salute cash out James. Yeah, Lucas Samanic. We'll talk about that shortly coming up. Deuce McBride played last night, put up 31 and 9. He's playing again tonight. Look forward to seeing what the result was. But Luke is balling out too. This team has a lot of depth, you know, in terms of situationals as well. And I think we will get to a point where they'll get called upon if we spiral out of control. Divine, you said we're at 500 now. This is the make or break section now, 11 and 11. You know, it's almost like you're in the ocean. Your head goes below water. Maybe that, you know, that could be a sign of things to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is a real pivotal time for us right now in the schedule, man. You know, now we're going into that next 20 phase, which is going to bring you closer to the half break point in the season, and hopefully that we play over 500 this second stretch of the season. Try to play over 500 ball and get back at it. I mean, you know what? And we go 14, like what 10 or 14 or whatever the case may be, or 20, let's say in 20 games. Even if we go 14-6, you know what I mean, or 14-7, we gotta find a 50, excuse me, 13-7. Then it's a different ball game, you know. So hopefully we can get together because it is crunch time for them. CT, this is what this is going to be a important stretch for us. Because like I said, now we're going into the trading deadline. Now we're going into this here. How these players going to start feeling some type of way at all, you know what I mean? So, right, they're going to hear the chirping. Yeah, so it's going to be critical, man, but they better hope they're ready for it.
Yeah, facts, right? This team didn't really have much adversity last season. There was that little bit of Austin Rivers controversy, which was dealt with real quick. Now we got the Kemba controversy that's going to linger all season long if Kemba stays on this roster. Which I don't think he will. You know, I think they'll want to try to get rid of that because there's been criticism of the way the New York Knicks handled this Kemba thing, right? And Kemba was available to play last night. He didn't throw him in because he went on record to say he's out of the rotation. So could it have been done any differently in hindsight to you, Divine? You know, the way it was handled.
Not really, because the Knicks made a decision at the game. You know, Kemba Walker played, and then we played the game. The next day we played the game. They probably felt like he can't help us on what we trying to do. You know what I mean? And I think they said instead of keeping him in there, and I'm not saying it's the right move, but that they decided to do that because they probably feel like, listen, we probably going to put him on a trading block. You know what I mean? So why play him and risk injury? You know what I mean? You know, this. I remember this is a grown man's business. This ain't the first team he's been on. Them by sat him down. You know, when he left Charlotte, went to Boston. You know what I mean? Boston, like them, they said we didn't probably want. He went to Oklahoma City. He wasn't playing there. He wasn't playing in Oklahoma City. So I mean, you know, it was an experiment to me. And if the experiment were to pop off, then you got to give Knicks their flowers. But I also understand it's a business. Nah, he's just not the guy that we need on our team right now. So we're going to sit him and bring somebody else in and get ready to trade him. It's business. I think that's the only thing I can see. It really, whether how they did it, I don't know. I'll leave that to everybody else. I just thought that they think that, man, we got to put him out of the team because we're going to trade him. So we don't want him to get hurt on that floor. and because we might get a good return on them. That's the only reason I see that they did that. I don't think it's out of no disrespect, and I think Kimba understand that it's a business, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that it's a business. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you can't be worried about no one's feelings getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I just think people made more of that because it's the New York Knicks, you know.
Right.
Any other coach says this player's out of the rotation, you know. Marvin Bagley's been out of the rotation a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, yeah, people were a bit caught off guard that it was so soon.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he announced it in a press conference, you know.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I guess he's given the vet his respect, you know, rather than just leave him out and answer questions after the game. They wanted to just get it over and done with. Kemba's out of the rotation. You know, he's a great guy, great character guy. I respect everything he's done in this league, but he's not in our plans. And yep, December 15, he won't be on the club probably. You know, there'll be some teams like Lakers or someone would love to have that $8 million. You know.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the experiment didn't work out. I mean, what else can you say? The experiment didn't work out. We brought him in here. You know, we thinking that maybe he can give us a certain dynamic to the team. And that after seeing him here and seeing what he could do, listen, guys, you can't knock his numbers. You know, and I'm not hating on Kemba Walker. I think Kemba Walker's a 10 years savvy veteran in this league, 4-time All-Star, man, all NBA All-Team. You know, you love what the guy brought to the table. But as of right now, if you look at his numbers, it's abysmal. You know what I mean? And it's a plus minus. It's a negative every time he's out there on the floor. So I mean, the Knicks probably felt like, listen, Tom Thibodeau, like, this is not the type of guy that I can use right now. And I'm good with it, man. I think it's New York City, like you said, CT. It's the tabloids. It's all the media coverage, you know. And now everybody got something to talk about because they didn't have nothing to talk about all year about the Knicks. You know what I mean? So now they got something to talk about. Well, who cares? Don't get what they talk. You know, that's about running your business, man. So
yeah, I think it was easy to do because it wasn't a Tibbs decision.
mm-hmm.
To me, it's very, very, very obvious now. It was a Leon Rose acquisition because Tom Thibodeau, what is he known for as a coach?
Defensive ball player.
Yep.
Defensive-minded guys, hard-nosed players.
What is Kemba Walker not known for?
Mm-hmm. Yep, put the ball down to CT. That's the elephant in the room right there. It's just that his defense can't help the Knicks, and they decided, like, listen, shut them down before we can get ready to put them on the block. Ain't nothing. It is what it is. It's business. So that's, you know, and then, hey, man, I hope he land with somebody who he can get a lot of time and contribute to him. I would love to see him try to go out there with the Lakers. I want to see Kemba Walker get a ring. You know what I mean? He deserved that. You know, he played. He gave the NBA a good 10 years. He feels got more to give him. But I like to see him go to a team who could be a contender. I love to see that man go somewhere and get a ring. You know what I mean? You know, it's not and I think that I guarantee you the Knicks will do that. That's one thing we might look at as a negative now, but you know what Nick's gonna say? Scott Perry is that type of man. He is. He like, listen, I'm gonna send this cat somewhere where he can got a chance to win. He's that type of dude, and I know they won't do him wrong, and I know they won't. You know what I mean? That's one thing I'm positive about this friend about that. But we might have crazy stuff, but we don't have no shady people in our front office, and them guys is high character people. So you know, it hope the best for him, man. But it got to be CT because of the injury.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic, let's throw out some. Where do you think would be suitable, good positions for Kemba to land? Me personally, I just keep thinking about the Lakers. You know, it's everything that they've gone for. Older vets, dudes that have got experience, chasing a ring. And I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if they'd be willing to part with him now, but maybe Carmelo Anthony, you know, throw them Kemba Walker, Kevin Knox, second round pick. Maybe take back Carmelo Anthony here, you know, bring him back home, you know, where his family is.
Yeah, that would be dope too. That would. But I think Kemba helped. I think he helped the Lakers backing up Westbrook. I think he can come out over that bench for them cats and really be important for them with him and Malik Monk and Trevor Reeves and them guys and T.J. Horton Tucker, all them guys. I think he'll help them out real well. I really do. So that'll be interesting TV. You know, something like that would happen. Dallas. I mean, they got Brunson, you know, out there, but Dallas would be a good move for him. You know, just somebody who can help him. You know what I mean? Who can there you go, be civilized. I like that one.
Straight facts. And
there you go, right there.
Yeah, Will's onto it too. I think Brooklyn, if you might want to stay in New York, right, back up with Kyrie out, maybe Patty Mills and Kemba.
That would not be a good look for if you go over there and shine, though. Send him to the West Coast. Don't send him here.
Right. What about Philly? Right, bring back Tyrese Maxey, or I don't know, some other younger cat,
Yeah, yeah.
Cork Mars, or some shooter.
What's that down the boy Therese Thibault?
Yeah, Matisse Thybulle.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to part with him, but
Yeah, me either.
yeah,
Yeah, boy he can
let's
get.
keep our finger on the pulse. Chat as the streets keep buzzing. We're getting closer, and let's hit up now the second part of the show, which is a preview. Look forward to the next game. Obviously, this is a tough matchup with the Denver Nuggets coming into MSG for their lone trip this season. They're underachieved. They're 10-11. Divine. They're on a one-game loss streak.
Mhm.
The usual suspects. Nikola Jokic. I think they played in Miami the other day. Did they beat Miami?
No, not at all. Let me go back. No, I think they lost. No, they beat Miami. CT. Yeah, they did. I want to make sure I'm playing. Well, they beat Miami the other day. As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
that score was.
yeah. Where the Jokic brothers were in the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely lost. I think they lost that game. I hope I'm not misinterpreting it, but that Denver, yeah, Denver beat the Heat 120-111.
Yep.
121-11. Yep,
So
sure did.
they're under pressure and they're trying to make a climb now with 10-11 in the West. Like that, that's not going to get it done. That's way down there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So as far as I know, yeah, Austin Rivers is out. You got Michael Porter Jr., which shut it down for the season with back surgery. Wishing him a speedy recovery. But they're definitely a weaker squad without him now. I think this game is, the optimism in me says it's winnable. Um, we just have to play way better than we played against Chicago. We can't give them a 20-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise it's lights out.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They still got Aaron Gordon down there. I don't know if Jokic played, and he still got players down there, man. They 10-11 right now. I mean, they struggling because they've been decimated injury wise, but they still got talent down there. You know what I mean? And you can't take none of them for granted. Cause like I said, look at Jeff Green. Jeff Green was killing us for Brooklyn last year. You know what I mean? Against Randall, he was killing us. They got Will Barton down there. They still got Monte. Them cats, they got a team, man. So you can't take them lightly. And Michael Green, he can get it with the best of them from his position. Small power forward, slinky, can shoot the three. So you got to be careful. You know what I mean? We got to go out there to go hard tomorrow, and don't take nothing for granted. Because them cats they got a good enough veteran experience there, mixed with a little used to give us a problem. So but I think we'd be all right tomorrow, though.
Yeah, facts. But also, what I want to say is, especially for these West teams that have their lone trip to the Garden once per year, and something KJ Dub has always been saying, teams come into the Mecca, they get up for it. It's a huge game on their calendar this season, and it's to our detriment. It's no excuse, but I think that contributes to why our home record is so poor and why we play so loose on the road. You know, these teams come in here. Everybody wants to show out Divine in the Garden. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That they want to be on the center stage. It's the biggest stage of the NBA.
Yes, indeed, man. That's Broadway, brother. They put it, as the Mecca. You know what I mean? It's the bright lights. It's everything. It's basketball, man. It's cemented in them concrete jungles over there, man. You know what I mean? And when teams come there, man, they know that's the epicenter of everything. Just about when it comes to the USA, New York City. It is what it is. And I do think they look forward to coming there putting on the show. They some of the greatest things ever had, some of the greatest things in the world, entertainment wise, happened at MSG. You know what I mean? Ali, Frazier, you name it. It goes on and on. Nixon, Bulls, or whatever. And they know about the legacy of Madison Square Garden. So them teams coming in looking to put on the show and try to beat us. And we got to be prepared for that and realize, like, listen, don't let them think that they home court. They ain't coming here to show out on us. We come in now. We got to get to that type of attitude with the New York Knicks CT. We can't let these guys come here and think like this is a show place to showcase. Nah, brother, you got to come here and get smacked down. And until we fix that home record gonna look the way it is right now.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we need to play with that kind of energy, like we're the away team. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not gonna punk us in our home and steal our stuff, like you said. And that Campazzo is a pesky defender as well. He always gives our guards trouble with steals, getting up in guys. Again, I know the visiting teams used to party in New York a lot. It's a bit different with COVID now. These teams come in here try to get the dub, and I think we're going to feel some type of way after losing to Chicago closely, losing to Brooklyn closely. I think we're going to give this team our best effort. And let me bring in KJ Dub, who's on the road at the moment. Salute, fam. KJ Dub's just muted there, but I brought him in. Yeah, Divine. We just need to play with that kind of energy. Like we're the team with our backs against the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. They gotta feed off that arena, man. That place be buzzing, bro. And it be buzzing. And just like the streets, it's buzzing. And they got to go in there and make sure they buzzing with that arena, man. That arena be popping, man. When we were there, man, that opening night, man, it was like, oh my God, the chill that you got going through your spine on opening night. And they just got to get back to matching that. You know what I mean? Matching what we do at, man, and bringing that energy back to MSG, getting the fans excited because you're not down in the first quarter. You stay in these games and it'll be a different atmosphere. But they definitely got to get at it, man. It's a good time to start at 11-11 for us.
Yeah, real talk. KJ's in the whip. Salute, KJ. Yep, you good?
Salute everybody. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure if you here to win anything like that, but I wanted to come in real quick and share some of my Friday night thoughts with you guys. What's on the agenda for the night, fellas?
Yeah, salute, KJ. Drive safe. But yeah, we've been chopping up, recapping the Chicago loss. Great post game last night on Knicks Real Talk. Check that out if you haven't. You guys, gave some great insight. It was frustrating to go on or give your thoughts after a loss like that. When the New York Knicks were just outmatched. But we're previewing the Denver matchup too. Michael Porter Jr. is out. We're saying that the visiting team, KJ, always comes into the Mecca wanting to show out.
Yeah, you know what, and that's the trending news around the NBA right now. That if you go to the Garden, we're 5-7 at home, and it's very unacceptable. At least at home court, we need to protect it, and we're doing a terrible job of not protecting it. And I know that things can change at any given moment, but things need to change. Like I said, no man is scared to come here and put on a performance, and it doesn't even have to be the star player to put a performance. It could be an other player off the bench that puts on a performance of a lifetime at the Garden. So the Knicks have to just find a way to protect the home court. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, the West teams only come in once a year. So they don't want to be known to lay an egg, basically, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you, what do you think that's contributing to CT and KJ? What do you think is having contributing to the losses that we are accumulating at the Garden?
I'll let KJ give his thoughts first.
Devon, that's a great question. I don't know if it's just too much of the New York media pressure and the expectations we expect to win up here, and then with the way the team is playing right now, I think it's just so much pressure for some of these guys. Even though these guys are professional, these guys have feelings. And I just don't really know, Divine, as far as why they're playing the way they play. We know what they're capable of doing, but somehow, some way, they keep laying eggs at home. They just have to find a way mentally to win. We know they could do it, but there's no really big reason why. It's just that they're not playing together as a team. They're too inconsistent, and not just at home, just on the road. Like these games, for instance, we go down that Brooklyn game, we go down 14-0 to start the third quarter, and then last night we go down by 18 points in the first quarter. But guess what? We came back both times, so we know this team can do it. It's just now doing it every quarter by committee. So they just have to figure that out, and once they figure that out, I think when they play their games home, it'll be much easier for them. But right now, they just still have to figure some things out at 11-11.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of that what KJ said, and also some laziness. I think they like cruising. Look at this team that likes making runs. When they put their foot on the gas, you see what happens in the third quarter. You mean to tell me they can't put their foot on their gas like that to start the game? Of course they can. You know, they choose to come out with a certain type of energy, and I don't know what's said in the locker room. You know, it's said that Tom Thibodeau prepares the team better than anybody, according to Julius Randle. You know, he probably gives them a manual, a dossier on every player's tendencies, and maybe the players just tune a bit of that out. But yeah, I think it's a combination of pressure, Divine, and the fact that they choose to not come out with a certain type of energy, because they've proven throughout the game that they can play with that energy. When their backs are against the wall, then they put it in the next gear. But what's stopping them from putting it in that next gear, you know, earlier?
Yeah, and I bring that, and I really want to bring that up too, because it's so pivotal that we talk about it. We trying to figure out why the reason why this is happening. You know what I mean? When we know we got a bunch of guys there who play NBA basketball, and they veterans too. It's not like they're young. You know what I mean? Julius Randle and Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker and other than RJ and Mitch, they not veterans. They only three years in the league, 4 years in the league. But the rest of them guys like Derrick Rose and all these guys, they've been around. You know what I mean? And so it was like, why is it happening when we got guys like that? But then I was like, you know, because if that was a bunch of young guys, you could, if it happened to a bunch of young guys, you say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I just learned this thing. You rookies, you know. But when it's happening to veteran guys, you know what I mean? That's where it's kind of where it's puzzled to me, because you're supposed to protect that house at all costs, man. You don't let, I'm like, who was that guy on that team that's putting a halt to that? You know, if it ain't Tom Thibodeau, what player can put a halt to that? Say, listen, guys, we got to make sure we not playing like this. And I think that goes back to the leadership thing. You know what I mean? That's why I brought up that Rondo thing and all stuff. We need guys who got pride in what we do to the fullest. And I just think that we're missing that.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's a concern. It's got to get better. You know, Tom Thibodeau's got to feel some type of way, KJ, having this horrible home record, and highlighted by two losses to Orlando. You know, we don't lose those 2 games to Orlando, we're probably singing a whole different tune right now, you know, in terms of our record and expectations. But the East has got better. You know, I want to give credit to the whole East. You know, anyone on any given day, you know, Toronto's going to come, Wizards are coming, Indy's going to get better. I mean, this front office could really be, you know, under the pump, so to speak, this trade deadline. If they come up small and other teams improve, then yeah, I think, yeah, KJ, this front office is under a lot of pressure. Basically, some of the moves haven't worked out. The Kemba Walker move didn't work out.
Right. And you know what, guys? This is why these guys get paid the big bucks. You know, these guys got to perform just like we expect the players to perform out there. Our front office, our coaching staff have to perform, or we know what the ultimate goal, the goal is, you know, to win. But if they can't produce in the back end and put a good product on the floor, guess what? Them guys will be gone too. So, but I think this team, this coaching staff, they've shown us that they can do it. We've seen what happened last year, and I know we keep harping last year, but you know we can't. This is a new team than last year, even though some of the same players, but it's a different realm of people out there now. And I think that Tibbs just has to make some better adjustments as far as substitutions, defensive strategy. He's a defensive-minded coach, but he has to switch some things around, and I think eventually he will figure it out. Just right now with 22 games and going for 23 tomorrow, he hasn't done that yet. So once he does figure it out, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, they are under the microscope right now, fellas. Absolutely.
Yeah. And to talk about the next step is some of these smaller moves that seem to be working out. You know, Deuce McBride, Grimes, Luka, Samanich, you know, balling out last night, playing again tonight, fellas. What are your thoughts on these guys?
That's extraordinary to see, man. I really am, and that's what's interesting to see is, you know, if you let these cats keep getting burned like that, developing like that, you know, and then as the season go on, it's only going to bode well for the Knicks if they keep doing what they're doing, and then an opportunity knocks and they be ready to roll. I mean, I like Salmon, like I can see it happening. 6'10", could stretch the floor, and not saying he gonna come in here and be a savior or nothing like that, but he can come and contribute to the team. You know what I mean? You know, you just never know. You know what I mean? So I like what I see from that young man, and him and Deuce McBride, man. You know, that's what makes that Kevin Knox thing so interesting, because it's your salmon. You know what I mean? That's what made Knox's position so interesting.
Yep. And KJ, I just pulled up a highlight from tonight's game. 6'11" Samanic is putting the ball on the floor and catching a body, throwing it on somebody, in case you can't see.
Wow.
But, this guy's got to be close. You know, there's probably Wayne Selden getting waived, or maybe December 15 away from getting some time on the big club.
Right. Like from the eye test, he looks good, but the G League and NBA competitions is basically night and day. But from what I see right now in both of them, they're getting reps, and it's building them confidence. And if we see from the eye test this guy can do something, he brings a different dynamic to this team. So like last night would have been perfect if them two guys were pulled up from Westchester and they actually got a chance to play and they got a chance to showcase what they showcased tonight. That'd be great to see it. But like the only way we're gonna really see these guys, barring injury or someone is still ill, like we really need to see what's the product, because this team is still trying to learn and build with the players they have now at 11-11. So it's a to me it's a coaching's problem, because they have to figure it out how we get these guys on the floor, knowing that these young guys doing this in Westchester. How do we get these guys on the floor? And that's to me, that's the biggest challenge that Tibbs and the coaching staff has. Because if not, guess what's going to wind up happening? The pressure is going to come down. Play these young guys, and the older guys are going to get upset. So it's a lot to manage right now. So, but like again, this is what these guys get paid for, so they have to figure it out.
Yeah, Divine, real talk.
Yeah,
I think all it takes is a couple of trades, and then roster spots will eventually open up.
Yep, that's all. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what the Knicks got to do. They got to look at maybe getting a player for 3 players. You know what I mean? Or let's say they go out there and make a move. If you got you can get 3 guys off the roster, and bring 1 guy, then you freed up 2 roster spots, whatever the case may be. Or so and like you said, you got Wayne Selden there, you got Knox there. It's going to be interesting to get ready coming forward, because them guys might be able to come and be part of the team, and we still go out there and get what we got to get. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not asking young guys to be savers, but we just want them to come in there and help the team. And if he put up 32, if he put up 25 in the G League, give us half that in the NBA. That's 12 points a game. You know what I mean? So, if you can put up 25 in the G League, come up here and give us half of that. Or right now, you can even give us a quarter of that. You know what I mean? And we still might be good. It could be contributed to the team. So let's hope these guys pan out and do what they do, man. CT, and they get a chance to come up here and show themselves. I like the way Deuce is playing down there. He getting his reps, man. And that's why I can see it's a matter of time. I think it's a matter of time. Once they move on for Kimba, I think Deuce he's gonna get some burn. Like Tim said it all the time, all seasons. Listen, they get their turn, and I think they're gonna get their turn. You know what I mean? And I hope when they do, they capitalize and make him. I like McBride. I think him and Grimes got a good game, and I think they're gonna be all right. You see what Jericho Simple do when he focused. So hopefully we start using them guys as time go on.
Yeah, facts. And update at halftime tonight's Westchester game. Yeah, Luka has 15 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. Deuce with 13 points, 4 boards, 3 assists as well. And I like what you just said about, after the trade deadline, Deuce probably gets some burn. Once Kemba moves on, we've got Selden. I don't think Selden's finishing the season on this roster either. He's more of a practice guy. And, I want to say shout out to the front office too for the way they're handling this Deuce situation. Because in years past, that's one thing that frustrated me. Chat fellas, ladies, the fact that we had talent and we just sat them on the bench. We just never sent them down. Look at the way Toronto utilized their G League system. Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Powell, all these dudes got reps. They weren't just rotting on the bench, KJ.
That's a fact, and that's some great points. CT, that a lot of people may have forgot that those guys that you just mentioned from Toronto, that's where they started at. It's building that farm system, and we haven't built the farm system. When was the last time we really called the player up from the G League? I would say maybe Lynn Sanity. and that really perform well. You know, if you really think about Knicks history with their G League and we're now Westchester, so you know we don't have that. You don't really hear farm systems in the sport of basketball. You hear a lot of farm system in baseball. That's like where it's really big at in baseball. So, you know, being that we have this system in place, it's good to reward some guys. But I think it's a sense of urgency going with the player. If it is a trade there, going with the for sure player and then the potential of what we can do because right now, the Knicks. I think no Knicks fan right now wants to really rebuild. We've been rebuilding for so long, and we're right there. We have a team. It just seems to me that we need maybe one or two more players to go with Julius that could really do some different things than the players that we got. And then again, it could all change. Devon brings up great points. You know, if the Knicks won these past couple games, hey, we'd have been all the good things would have been like okay, and none of the bad things were there, but they're not. So he brings a great point to that. So my point to saying that is, look, guys, we don't know where this thing can go within the next couple days. We go on a 3-4 game winning streak. Guess what? We go back to third place, and then what it is. So it's just trial and see. But if I'm putting my GM hat right now, and Coach Tips hat is, I've seen 22 games. I've seen enough of what I need. To me, we need more of something else out there to help Julius. That's what I see. If I was making a call right now.
Yeah, and I'm with what Divine mentioned. Divine quickly, Robert Covington or another wing defender too, because I see when RJ Barrett's out, we literally rely on Evan Fournier and Burks, and they're not going to slow any superstar down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to get some dogs out there, bro. You know what I mean? And I think that happened. But you know, just to piggyback real quick, you know, what I'm happy about is that we using our G League. You know what I mean? You know, and even though the G League is a different animal. I mean, that's different. The NBA is a different animal than excuse me. But I'm happy to see that we are sending players down here. You know, that's been our Achilles heel for a long time. We never simply. I mean, then we did. Lonzo Trier had a two-way, but we taking our two-way players and we are using them down there, and I think that's so good. There have been times in the year that guys went back down there to get ready for a game or something. I think, but you know, with Scott Perry since he became aboard, seems like he's trying to get the guys to go down there. I think they didn't want to do Knox them last year. Tim didn't want to do Knox them because they felt like they needed them up here. But you know, him and Frank, there have been a lot of times we thought Frank should have went down there. You know what I mean? And Knox should have went down there. You know what I mean? And maybe got some burn to get repetition and all that good stuff. So hopefully they I'm glad to see that they corrected that. And hopefully I think it's going to pay off for Deuce McBride big time. But you know, like you know, as far as the other what with the next topic? I'm sorry, CT, I kind of got off train of thought there.
No, you're all good. Just before I bring in my man Shah Powers, you know, from the green room, I got the final box score stats from the G League. So McBride nearly had a triple double. 23 points. He had 8 of 15, 3 of 7 from 3, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. You know, which is crazy. I know they're playing College Park Skyhawks, but Samanic also logged his 4th double with 36 points, 15 of 26, and 12 rebounds. So they are absolutely beasting and feasting in the G League.
Right.
Fellas, give us your thoughts real quick before I bring in the gentleman in the green room.
Yeah, KJ.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I was filling around, dropping some kids off that for my team. But you said about the stats, right, for the G League, right?
Yeah. So Deuce nearly had a triple double, 23, 8 and 11.
Okay.
And Luca had a double, 36 and 12.
Wow. Hey, look, you know, wasn't Luca the MVP of the G League last year?
I think so, yeah.
I believe, right? So, I mean, look, you know, again, it is Westchester. These guys are trying to make NBA rosters, but guess what? Those guys putting numbers up like that, I would love to see them on the next level. Obviously, but I think the Knicks have too much young talent. Like, where's the room for them? Now, Luca is something that we need right now. We need a stretch center, a stretch 4 or 5. Besides Julius, that can do that. But if this guy can knock down shots and do that, why not give this guy a chance? Because we don't know what Noel's going to be. We don't know Mitch. Mitch is still playing hurt right now. So maybe bring him up to see what he can do. And of course, Deuce McBride, before the season even started with him, I'm like, what I based on what I seen with him in the summer league, I said I fell in love with the guy. The defense is key. Devon brings another good point. He always talks about defense. Defense wins championship. Defense wins the games. Deuce McBride is a defender, and we need to see what that looks like for 48, not even 48 minutes, but a couple minutes on the court, because with his defense, it can help us out. So we need to see everything like that. So I'm with it. Whatever the Knicks is gonna make it better. If they bring those two guys up and play, let's do it.
Yeah, Divine, at the very least, they're getting eyes around the league on them. They're getting attention. They're getting reps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? And D. Silva made a great point. Luka is a knock. We have knocks there. But what one thing I see about what Luka do, what I see Luka do a little bit of motor to me. His motor is a little different. You know what I mean? But if they keep producing the way they are, they get their shine somewhere. You know what I mean? The Knicks, like I said, I think wait till this trading deadline come. I think once you see what the roster finally going to be like after the trading deadline, or once you figure out what it's going to be after that, because once the trading deadline gone, you can't do nothing else except for buyout market and stuff. And let's wait and see how where the first half of the season goes. They might get there, make a trade, and say, you know what, we're going to need some guy to fill a roster up now because we made a certain type of trade, so we got to bring them up. I think everybody get their chance. I just think it's got to be patient with it.
Yeah, let's just wait for the trade period. And Lex the Destroyer, Luka over Knox. I think Luka plays with a lot more physicality, a lot more aggro, a lot more hustle. He's stronger than Knox. I can see him making an impact. And without further ado, let me bring in the two kings into the panel. Shah Powers, Jarvis LaFleur. I'll start with Shah Powers first. Salute, fam. How you doing?
Peace, peace, peace. CT, Divine, KJ, Jarvis, and the chat. What's going down?
Hey, we good, man. Just Friday night, Knicks Holla. We're in between games, highlighting last night's tough loss and then looking ahead for how we can correct this thing. And it starts tomorrow night against Denver.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, we got a couple of things we got to do. Hopefully we get RJ back and, we'll be up to the task. Let's see what happens.
Yep, facts. And Jarvis, my man, how are we feeling today? Hope you're well.
I'm feeling pretty good. Salute to the chat. Salute to all the guys on the panel. Divine, KJ, Shot Power, CT. Just wanted to kind of check in. I'm making an appearance from Leesville, Louisiana. I'm down here in Leesville. Got my cousin's funeral is tomorrow, so I just wanted to kind of check in with you guys, see what was going on. I had to go next door, and I came back in there. I said, well, let me tune in to see because I seen the notification said CT was on, but I couldn't get on because it was loud where I was at. Okay. But how you guys doing, man?
Yeah, we good. That the smoke done settled. We're trying to get back to feeling good after that loss last night. But everybody good, man. I'm good. I know the chat. Hopefully they good. And yeah, we good, man. We here just talking Knicks like we do, man. You know how we do.
Yeah, real talk. Hey. And we got. How could I not be good? I've got these fine gentlemen in the panel, the kings and queens in the chat, holding us down. Knicks fan worldwide. It's a long season. It's bumpy road, like KJ said. It's a roller coaster. Jarvis, we're up, we're down.
Yeah,
we're just trying to find some consistency. Jarvis, how can you see this? Yeah, this team be more consistent.
CT, that's a very good question at this point. It's the players going to have to look within themselves for some things that front office and staff is going to have to do. We lack that focus and intensity, man. For 4 quarters, and I would have to say I have to really look at these players. I would really have to look at the players and the mix of players that we have, and maybe they're just not what we are hoping they're going to be. Maybe these guys just don't have the intensity and motor. And I'm gonna tell you something that's kind of been on my mind that I kind of been in question of. And if this especially with the rumblings that I did hear, it's kind of making sense with the way this roster is constructed. I do not believe this is an initial Tibbs type of roster, just based off of last year. And I'm gonna tell you something. Mr. Leon Rose do not get a pass from me for that. If you went out there and did not get this man what he needed, shame on you. That's why I'm
Facts.
hoping CT. I'm hoping they on the same page. They got to be on the same page going forward. I'm hoping nothing like that has happened, but I can understand with having bringing somebody like a Fournier in, and you already brought a Burks in, and then
Yep.
Tibbs wanted Bullock, but Bullock did choose to leave. I mean, at that point, man, those were guys that fit how Tibbs wanted to play. And then on top of that, so I love RJ with the inconsistent stuff, but it is time to move RJ to the 2 spot and get us a longer, bigger, more athletic wing. It's time to get that wing, and we got to solve that point guard position long term, not short term. I love Burks, but Burks is temporary for right now. We got to eventually solve that.
Hey, I
We got,
like that
got to
one.
solve this so we don't put so much on our young guys with major expectations, like Bride coming in. So, and I would like to see Bride, but McBride for right now is not the starting answer.
Yep. Facts.
So
Divine.
that's what I would like to see happen. And I think in doing that, giving somebody that can kind of help out Randall and help be a better closer, I think all that in itself will help Randall out where you can kind of take the ball out of his hand somewhat to where he doesn't have to be the main option all the time, on the majority of the time. We can do that,
What?
man. I think we can get some consistency. But it's gonna
Hey.
start off of that defense too.
Yep. Great points, Jarvis. Let me kick it on to Divine. Yeah, Jarvis made a few great points about the roster, the fit. I don't think they're not necessarily on the same page, Leon and Tibbs. I just think Leon obviously, had a few. We don't know what options were available. The Kemba Walker thing may have just came together, and he thought, let's take a flyer on it. But
Yeah.
this trade deadline for me, Divine, Leon Rose is going to be really, the honeymoon period sort of coming to an end.
Yep. You know what? And we got to throw all of them into the equation because you got to remember Scott Perry is the GM as well. He just like Ted. I think
Yep.
we overlook how important his role is with the Knicks. Scott Perry. He drafted Fournier, if I'm not mistaken. Or he's not drafted him, but he played. He brought him. I think he might have brought him to Orlando, or he might have played in Orlando when he was there. And the guys like that. But you know what it is? The Knicks bringing in character people, but I think they need to start bringing in a different type of character people. You know what I mean? You bringing on guys who are off the court, they classy, they respectful. They don't get no negative publicity out there in the streets for them. But I think we can't let that affect how we play on the basketball. We need some tougher minded dudes out there too. You know what I mean? We need what's that quarter? We need some dogs. And I do think that the Fournier thing, I mean, we took it, and that's not to say that's not going to work out, guys. I mean, it just haven't worked yet. I'm not going to say that it's not going to work out. It just haven't worked yet, But if they, and I agree with Jarvis, I do think we need a bigger wing there at the 3. I just think he's. I think if you, like he said, put RJ back at the 2, and go get a nice 6'8", 6'9" wing who could do the same thing he do. You know what I mean? And that's why I always jumped on Robert Covington bandwagon, because I think that you need somebody with that type of defensive ball player, like he said, who can hold it down that 3 spot. The 3 spot is probably one of the, other than the point guard spot in the NBA, them probably the 2 toughest spots to deal with in the NBA. Them wings and them 1s and 3s. You know what I mean? And I thought we went out there this year to address that situation, but I guess the way we addressed it, it wasn't at the rate that we thought it would be. We thought Kemba Walker was going to give us more than that. And we thought that Evan Fournier was going to give us more than that. So we did address the situation, but unfortunately it didn't come out the way we expected it to come out. So I think we just got to try to retool real quick and go a different direction.
Yeah, Sharp Powers. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the front office? What's coming up and the moves overall that we've seen?
Well, I think something is coming down the line. I think I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think Noel might be up on the chopping block. I think Kimba is sure to be going, and I think this is probably going to be the perfect time to package them all together with Kevin Knox, throw 1-2 trades together, and those 2 or 3 second round picks, pick up one guy, and maybe even see what this guy Luca is doing down in the G League. Bring him up for a little bit. I mean, can't hurt.
Yep. Yeah, great
Good.
points, gentlemen. Yeah, great points. And salute to the chat. Great energy. Shout out Pudge Nice, who was at Westchester tonight, saw it firsthand. He says McBride's shot release is very quick. He says Luka is ready to play some minutes. And I think it's just early in the season. I think we will see Luka play some minutes. We'll see McBride play more. We know we can't. One thing we can't get on this front office and say is they don't make adjustment. The Kemba Walker thing lasted 20 games, and they cut bait, they cut ties. Right, the previous regimes haven't done that. They've tried to push it, force it on us. Force feed us, Jarvis. But they cut the Kemba situation, and I've got no doubt they'll cut other things if they need to. You're just on mute, Jarvis.
You muted.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way to me also, CT, because I mean they will, they gave certain players, they gave them 20 games to try to see if things could come together, see if there'd be any improvement, if there'd be any better chemistry continuity, and it definitely haven't worked out. The thing that kind of concerns me a little bit also, and this is why I know some people probably think it should be Mitch that's traded, but let's remember Mitch is on a very very low contract for us. Nerlens Noel, I like Nerlens Noel energy. It seems like their knee is kind of still bothering Nerlens Noel, and he has missed more games than Mitch. But whenever he play, I do love his energy. So I think just based off of that, I think they'll kind of, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I would kind of relax on Noel even the more if we're going to trade him to make sure that knee is getting together and help split some of that time with Sims. Let Sims get some of that burn.
Amen.
Because you're looking for a young guy. At this point, he can give you at least what Nerlens Noel can give you, and plus he has better armor. He's a bigger guy. He's athletic. He sets good screens. He will give you some rebound, and he's done that in limited minutes. And I think he's starting to kind of find his way in his role. So why not split it with the young? We were talking about young legs and want to see these young guys play. Why not, man? Give Sim some of that time, man. And just if you're gonna do a trade, and if it's Nerlens Noel, why not split some minutes and give Sim some burn?
Yep, straight facts. And D, great comment. We could waive Selden right now. He's he's another practice
Should have
player.
been did that.
Yeah, KJ, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, fellas. It's a Friday night, and I'm out moving, and I'm not at the house yet, but getting food. But I gotta keep coming on. Streets is buzzing. No matter what's going on, Knicks Real Talk, you gotta come in. So I'm here for the love. I'm here to share with my brothers Jarvis. Again, before I got off, I heard you talk about your family, man. Look, prayers to you and your family.
Word up.
I'm happy to know that you came here with us.
Word up.
Yeah.
To get everything out, and that just goes to show that we're more than just we talk Knicks basketball, but we care about our brothers and everything that's on this panel. We're family from far away, and I just wanted to salute you and whatever you're going through. Just talk to us, man. Spill it out. We Knicks family forever. But CT, I don't know what topic you guys are on right now, so I'm just jumping right back in.
Yeah, you're good. We're just talking about the fact that I have a bit more trust in the front office of the fact that they cut Kemba Walker, they cut that experiment short. And in previous regimes, KJ, they would have force-fed that thing a bit longer. So I think this front office can make mistakes, but they're showing as long as they can correct them as well. And this trade deadline coming up, You know, that there's going to be some tradable contracts. I'm going to be judging them. Are they willing to make some shake up in the locker room? Last season and for the last couple seasons, fellas, we've been hearing that, oh, we didn't want to make a move because we didn't want to upset the chemistry. You know, we didn't want to upset a guy's feelings. Well, I don't care about that. You know, if there's a move to be made, I want it to be made this trade deadline.
Yeah, no, absolutely. ACT, Devon, tell you, I was on fire last night, and let me tell you, I agree with you 1,000%. Something has to happen. Even if the Knicks turn around, I seen enough of what I for 22 games, and I know that this team is not going to go far in the playoffs if we were to make the playoffs because we're just too inconsistent right now, and we need players that can match Randall as far as scoring, intensity, and just do the other things that we need them to do more on a nightly basis. Like I'm scared right now for Alec Burke. I feel like Alec Burke is going to play too many minutes, and he's not going to be the same Alec Burke that we're used to. The fourth quarter Burke, because the protectivity going to go down because he's playing too many minutes. He played 38 minutes the night before. He played 43 minutes last night, and we've seen some of the things that Alec Burke shots he was throwing up. He's out of his realm because this is something that he's not used to doing. So we need more help. And whatever they're going to do, I'm pretty sure they're 10 steps ahead of all of us right now. They're just waiting for the right moment to make it happen.
Yeah, facts, D.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, man. They will. Like I said, we just got to wait till they're going to make their move. We just got to wait for it. You know, man, there's nothing else we could do. We got to wait till December 15th, first of all, before any of the free agents to be moved. You know what I mean? They'll get there. I know they plotting. I mean, I know they plotting and doing their due diligence, doing their homework. That's what they get paid for. James Dolan paid them to do that, and I'm quite sure that's what they're doing. I think they're gonna figure because one thing about wanting to do it, you just got to make sure that it's out there to be done. And right now, it ain't nothing out there right now except for John Wall and things like that. So you got to wait and see what comes on the landscape of the NBA. We know we want on the trade for everybody, but that don't mean everybody want to trade with us.
Facts.
But do they want our players? So
Facts.
we got to kind of wait and see how this thing. But I think they're going to make it happen. Now I agree with Shaw Powers. I do believe that Nerlens Noel and you got to and Kemba Walker, you got to package that because here and the reason why I wouldn't do Mitch for him. First of all, Mitch is on a $1.8 million contract. So even if you don't sign Mitch next year, hypothetically, you want to take $1.8 million what that man giving you for the rest of the season, compared to $10 million what Noel is not giving you compared to what he's giving you. You got to move Noel, and I think that's why they gave him a $10 million. It would come to that time, because sometimes you got to play chess. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You can't play checkers. You got to play chess. And I think they say Noel sign Burks, sign Noel. They $10 million contract. It's easy to move with 2 years on it. You know what I mean? Because the third year is a team option. So that's what 2 easy contracts can move. That's productive players. So I think they know what they're doing. We just got to wait till that time come when they make that strike, and I think they will eventually because they know they're not going to be able to run with this. Tibbs won't be able to take the team, but so far without a couple of more defensive players or a guy like you said, like Randall. But I do think that we got contract that we can move to make that happen. And I think we will.
Yeah, one thing quickly before I throw it to Shah is that what shows me, they're sort of still not all the way there for me is that Wayne Selden situation, right? They have a character locker room dude just sitting there, and they sign him because he's a good practice player. He's a capable vet, all of that. But that dude, if you're truly trying to go all the way as far as you can and with a full winning mentality, you should use that roster spot to try to find, improve a weakness on this roster. I'm not trying to give any slide on Wayne Selden, but that's one move where I feel like they could have done better at. And I'm not as happy with the big moves, but I'm going to give them their flowers for the small moves. Drafting the maneuvering on draft night, the Grimes McBride, the Luka thing, the other situations, the small gambles, they're hitting home runs, but the bigger moves they haven't shown me yet. Sharp Powers that they can hit a home run with a big move yet.
Yeah, it definitely goes both ways, man. Like Devon said, man. Sometimes the things we're trying to sell, people don't want to buy. But I think one big thing that's going to help some of these trades to go down is what we have in with all our second round picks and our first round picks. I think those would be essential to get somebody over here. And I was saying earlier, 3 people plus maybe 4 people with Seldon. If we can move Seldon, that will open up 4 spots on our roster right now. And I mean, we should be able to at least bring up somebody and grab somebody if we really need it. I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen the 15th. I wish it would. I wish they already have things in talking behind the doors, or however you say that terminology, and by the 15th, 16th we can make some major moves. But this trade deadline could go all the way until 15th of February, 13th, somewhere around Valentine's Day. So if we don't make a move now, I don't know what we're gonna do. We just gonna have to either tighten up our shoestrings and you know bite our nails and get a pacemaker and a oxygen tank and some other things, because we're gonna be having some heart attacks around here all year round.
Yeah, CT. Before you move on to the next segment, I think the Wayne Selden thing might be he just sitting there until my man ready. They could just put him there until Salmonich is ready.
Right.
I mean? Yeah, he might not. He might just be holding that roster spot until my man is ready. Then they let him go and bring. So I think that could be in the work, because they did get that man a 2-way contract. So they probably said, let's get this man ready. Then when we think he's ready, we cut Wayne Selden and slide Salmon right up in the roster. I think that's what they're really doing.
Facts. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it too. And I agree with what you said too. Maybe there's just no move to be made and it's early. But I'm just saying I will judge them if the trade deadline passes and they don't do nothing. Then the pitchforks and knives will be out.
Oh yeah, we can't see that again another year.
Yeah, especially with all this maneuvering, Jarvis. All these 3-round picks we got. We got Charlotte's, Dallas's, and our pick, and we already got young fellas that can't get minutes. So we're not bringing in 3 more rookies, are we?
I don't think so. I believe those is probably going to be some kind of package for a bigger move, hopefully to bring some kind of superstar in here. Somebody that can help get us over the hump. But the thing that I would really like to see, I would love to see this point guard position shored up tight. I mean, so that because D Rose, be honest with you, D Rose, I don't remember what the length of his contract is, but I think McBride will eventually slide into that backup role, and he'll be real prepared because they took their time with McBride. But boy, if he takes that step into that starting role, maybe it's surprising and take and really, really look like a real legitimate starter, man, that would be great. Then problem is solved. But I just don't want to put that type of major expectation on that young man just yet. Let him keep climbing and doing what he's doing, and he's going to be ready to just plug and play and insert. I love the fact that he's getting burned down in the G League, which I wish earlier, if he wasn't going to be playing him, I wish they could have did that a little bit more with Jericho Sims. And I think he would even be further than what he is right now. But hey, man, we needed a body like that on this roster because, man, two of our bigs have been, laboring with injuries and stuff, and we needed the body. So, well, what do you do? Maybe another move wasn't able to be done just yet. And if we bring Jericho Sims down to the G League now, where does that leave us with Nerlens battling injuries, not fully in their midst, still not in 100% condition, but just can give us what he can give us, and then there's no go on Taj. So, and Taj is older, and that this, it's just we're in a situation to where we do have to add some more pieces here, but when other roster spots open up, so we'll see what they do. We definitely, I'm not going to be extra hard on the front office, but my eye is on it. And I'm already not too happy about certain things I've heard, even in the construction of this roster and the fit, considering maybe the discrepancies on who should be here or not. So we can talk all this. We should have went after DeRozan. We should have did this. We should have did that. Well, realistically, did Lonzo Ball and DeRozan, did they really want to come here? I think they went after the money. You know, that and maybe somewhere else we could have spent the money. But hey man, we're here now, so we can only look at this roster the way it's constructed and see how to maybe rearrange it to make changes now.
Hey, I salute that, Jarvis. I love that what you just said. We're here now. And KJ, on this topic sort of, but let's touch on the next bit of news now, which is that the Portland Trailblazers have let go of their president GM, Neil Oshie, and Scott Perry is linked, KJ Dub. So let me go around the panel, start with KJ Dub, then kick it to Divine and so forth. But what does it mean if Scott Perry gets, let's say, he's successful? Who would step up into the Knicks GM spot? Allen Houston, Johnny Bryant, Kenny Payne. Yeah, throw some names out there.
Man, all great names. I would love to see what Allen Houston can do. Just because he's a Knick. He's been with the franchise for years. He's in that front office now. He did coach the G League when they first went to the G League. So why not give Allen Houston a chance? He's for one thing about Allen Houston, he was an NBA player. So I think he's a lot relatable to attract more people here, because of his NBA years here. So I would give him a shot about it. But do I think Scott Perry would go? I don't think he's going to go right now. I really don't think. I don't really think that's even a problem to GM, because it's not like they're trying. They're trying and they're playing with a lot of house money. They did a lot of things between the draft and they saved us a lot of money. So it's not like the old regimes where we spend $100 million on a player and we got to pay him 7 years after, like we did Larry Johnson, things like that. Amari started him 100, Antonio McDyess. So them years are all gone. So I just think that the front office to me is not really the issue right now. It's just the pieces. Even though they brung some of the pieces here, it's just that the play on the court is not matching the pieces nowhere we can make it happen. And the reason I say that is because we're seeing these guys play hard in the second half. So it's not like these guys can't match. It's just they're not doing it consistently. So I don't think that's the problem at all.
Yeah, and Divine, another name I could throw out there is Masai Ujiri. I think James Dolan he's been trying to get that man here for a little while now. He's another experienced name, another GM possibly.
Yeah, he's gone, man. He just signed that. He took over almost the whole basketball operation in Toronto. He ain't
right. I thought it was Toronto.
Yeah, they gave that man a bag. When I mean a bag, they gave him close to a bag. I mean, I mean a bag, a big bag. He ain't going nowhere. You know what? To me, Portland. I could see him going for this reason. He'll have control over things. You know what I mean? He'll have control over. And that's what he don't have with the Knicks is control over what. When he came here, he had Steve Mills. Now you got Leon Rose, but he's second in line behind James Dolan. You know what I mean? James Dolan, Leon Rose, and Scott Perry. Then we're all Wide West, and then shit rolls downhill. But I like some of the things that Scott Perry did for the Knicks. He brought a culture here. You might disagree with some of the players he brought, but the culture he brought here is impressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not saying so. I'm just not trying to say get rid of Scott Perry. I'm just saying if he's successful, like let's say he's successful in the Portland job and he wants that, then who might
I would go with excuse me, I didn't mean to get off topic. I just wanted to put that out there about Scott Perry. I'll go Allen Houston. Allen Houston for me. He's been trying to get this position for a long time. He paid his dues. I think he'd be a good fit. He'd fit right in because he's part of the family, and I think he understands Madison Square Garden. He understands Leon Rose. He probably understands what they want down there. And I think it'll be an easy transition for now. I love to see him get it. I think he paid his dues, man. Allen Houston paid his dues. I love to see him get it.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's popular too. Pudge Nice was just at Westchester, and he's been getting reps with GM Westchester, and he's doing a good job. Eventually, you got to be right, Divine. That he's been grooming for something. Like James Dolan continuously gives Allen Houston a job. So what is his end goal for Allen Houston? Maybe to eventually run the Knicks one day.
Nope.
Yep, sharp hours.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely on the bandwagon. I could really see Allen Houston coming here and doing some great things here. He's a New Yorker at heart. He's been here for I don't even know how many years he's been here. He's been doing so many things for New York. So why not give him a chance to shine? And I think the fans would appreciate him here. Uh, Aside from to see what he could do. So let's see what happens. I like Allen Houston.
Yep. Yeah, real talk, Jarvis. It seems pretty popular. But yeah, Scott Perry, the GM's got to be somebody who's willing to do all that dirty work, the calls, the back and forth, the paperwork, all that. But I think Leon and World Wide West will continue the negotiating.
Hey, I hear you, and I tell you what, I have no problem with Allen Houston stepping into that role because I believe he can definitely relate to the players. I believe he's somebody that is player oriented that can connect, with a lot of these players today. Hey man, why not give Allen Houston their chance to in that role? I tell you what, he's been here. He knows what it's like to be, in Madison Square Garden and the whole environment and what that entails, the expectations, how to operate the expectations of the fans and stuff. So I think he can be a very good mentor in helping any of these guys adjust or whatever. So, also because of him being a former player himself. So it's like he's having experience on both sides of it, man. Both sides as being a player and being a guy in the front office. So I'm all for the Allen Houston situation. I tell you what, another guy. Let me ask you this. Remember that young guy that we did? I think he was undrafted. What's his name? Amir Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to him?
He in the G League.
Oh, he's in the G League too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's in the G
wow.
League. Yeah. I think he's with Westchester still, but he's missing some games. I think. Yeah, he's in and out. That's why he's not. I don't think he played tonight. But Pudge Nice was there. He might be able to shed some more insight. Salute, fam. But yeah, good question, Jarvis. And let's also just keep our eye on the players we have, and and moving forward, Divine. We got Pudge says he didn't play today. Yeah, I think he's a guy that just needs a few years more G League. Amir Sims, but he's a versatile guy. But let's quickly touch on some league news as well. Let's come some more league news, and that Zion Williamson, Divine has had a bit of a setback with his sore foot, and he's going to be out another week as well. So in terms of Zion Williamson, it looks like he can't really catch a break right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Zeke know what Zion should do? Sit out. Not sit out intentionally, but would you rather play a rest of the season when y'all not going over? Ain't like y'all going to the, you're going to compete for the finals or anything. Maybe it might be best to sit out the year and heal that thing and come back more strong and work on, because that's going to be his Achilles heel the rest of his career, man. He depends on jumping. His game is based on jumping. You know what I mean? And that might be one injury. He could be a jump away from that might be a problem for him all year long. So if I was Zion, I'm like, listen, if we know that the New Orleans Pelicans are not going nowhere, to me, stay how long as you have to. I think the Pelicans, as the organization, should do it to protect your investment. You know what I mean? If you protect your investment, you know what I mean? And if he come back in a week and he ain't ready, take longer time as you need, brother. They should not rush that man back, because he's the big part of this NBA. This global brand that we got here. He's a big part of it. You know what I mean? His face in the NBA is real important to their brand and to the future of the NBA. Because that man was mad hype when he came out of college. You know what I mean? And so they better protect that. And about him, I wouldn't rush it back.
Yeah.
Got an update for you guys. Right now, Philadelphia 76ers and Atlanta Hawks is in a tight one. Right now, 42 seconds left in the game in the fourth quarter. It was just tied 96-96, and big bucket by Embiid
Ooh. Yeah, some huge Eastern
This game is going down
ramifications.
to the wire.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Jarvis. We'll keep our eye. And yeah, sharp hours. You agree with Divine on Zion. It's tough. He may end up having the career that everyone thought he might have.
I mean, the team right now is they're not playing that well. They're not doing that. I mean, anything can happen over the next 60 games, but I don't think I can see them going from where they at now to a playoff team or even in a bubble game right now. Sit the year out, man. Rest your leg up, man. You like you like the new name for the NBA right now. You go ahead and hurt yourself again. What's going to happen to you next year? Or you come back this year and hurt. You come back this year, you hurt yourself, and you're automatically going to be out the rest of the year. So pick your poison.
Yep. And salute Danny. Salute fam. Danny, welcome.
Divine.
Salute, Danny. What's up, brother?
What's going on, Danny?
Salute, guys.
How have you been? Have you been listening to any of the talking points so far?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Give us your
I'm
thoughts.
upset about that game. We should have won that game yesterday.
Yeah. It was a tight one, man. You were hot after that.
Yeah.
We all were.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that was a winnable game, man. We should have won that one. Danny.
We should have won that game, man. We should have won that game. That was one of the games that we had in the bag. And once again, that last 2 minutes of the game, man, just exploded. But you know, it is what it is.
So you know what, Danny, though, we're gonna win tight ones, we're gonna lose some tight ones too, I think. But yeah. I think to me personally, the Mitch matchup on Vucevic, he was too slow getting out. If we had gone,
we're not getting enough from
earlier,
Mitch, CT. We're not getting enough from Mitch. 8.7 rebounds, 9.7 rebounds. That's not good stats. That's not good from your center. He's not playing good, to be honest.
Yep.
I'm not happy with Mitch.
And Noel's banged up all the time as well. So that's
he's always banged up.
The Taj situation was probably the factor that Taj would have been a nice matchup.
Yeah. And
yep. Now, what are your thoughts on the Denver? Yeah, go ahead, Divine.
No. I will say real quick. Let me run around the NBA right quick for a minute and piggyback off of Jarvis before we go into the next segment. I think it's important. The Heat beat the Pacers by 9. The Sixers, like Jarvis says, Sixers up by 2, and the Hawks had them the whole game. The Sixers up 98-96. The Rockets beat the Magic. The Jazz are beating the Celtics right now. The Cavaliers beat the Wizards, and Nets beat the Timberwolves by 5. And I just say that like we were talking about how everybody knocking each other off, man. They competing to each other, smacking each other around. We just got to win some games, man. Next thing you know, we be like 4th or 5th in the East if we win a couple of games in a row.
Yeah,
that's it, man. That's really it, man. The numbers that we are, even though we're 11-11 right now, the top team in the East right now is Brooklyn, and they're only 15 with 15 games. They 15 or 16.
Probably 16 after the night.
After tonight, right? So I mean, come on, that's only 6 games. The 15, 16, 14, 14, 13. We right there, man. We just need to put it together and get a good little run going on, man. We get a little 4 or 5 game run on, just the way you was talking right now, Divine. With all these teams just chopping each other off at the legs and stuff like that. We right back in here. We like 8th, 9th, 10th, I think we are, something 9th or 10th right now. 3 wins and 3 losses, and we right back in the mix, man.
Yeah, real talk. And Be Civilized just confirmed the 76ers just won.
Wow.
Yep. The last second attempt by Gallinari did not fall at the 3-point range.
It's a dogfight, fellas, this season. It's going to be... Yeah.
And and that puts both Philadelphia. I think both Philadelphia and Atlanta. I think 12-11.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? 2-3 games run, man. We right back. We right back in second place. Nah.
Absolutely.
CT, what's the story with Kemba? Are we seeing the last of Kemba on the court for the Knicks?
Yeah, great question. I think so. Yeah, Divine said so as well. I think they made that, they gave him his credit, the praise, whatever, character guy. The fact that they came out and said it in an interview, I think that just means they want to sit him down, make sure he doesn't get injured. And Danny, we're only 2 weeks away from being able to trade him, so less than 2 weeks away. We said LA might be a good fit. What do you think?
LA, yeah, that'd work.
Yep. Yeah. Because I think.
Do you see anything major? Do you see us doing anything major? Any major moves for us?
Yeah,
I see so. I think so. Divine, what do you think?
I think it's possible. I do think they know they need something more to get to where they got to go. So you know what? I wouldn't be surprised they do, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. You know what I mean? I think they might say let's roll through the year what we got and see how far we go. And we evaluate it with the off season. But I think they do need to make a major move. It all depends who's out there and who's available, and is it a fit for the team? I think the New York Knicks want this team to get better. Danny, I think anybody want their team to be better than what they are. So right now, I could see it happening. You know what I mean? And at the same time, I can see them might say, you know what, I believe in this team, and they're gonna get it together. So it's got to be one of them two. But they're gonna believe that this team can get it together and turn it on, or they're gonna believe that we gotta go another direction and go get a guy or two guys. So I think that it's possible. It's a real possibility. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yep. What do you think, Danny?
I think we're missing something. We need one like superstar on this team put together with the rest of this crew we got. If we had one like superstar like Hine and Randall I wouldn't say is a superstar. Let's say Randall an all-star, okay? But you need someone above Randall to be the second guy, or I don't know, like there's something missing on this team. We need somebody like
small forward.
Like if we had Chris Paul on this team, that would do wonders for all these guys on the team. Even for Mitch, it'd be Lob City like crazy for Mitch.
Yeah,
we need something. We need something here. I don't know what they're gonna do, where they're gonna get it from. I don't know if it's from the G League or somebody's gonna change overnight on the team and become that superstar. But there's something missing. They're lacking something.
They're gonna be Brandon Ingram, or they're gonna look at De'Aaron Fox.
Fox. That's the name you got to keep out for right there, CT. That's a good point. I think you got to.
That's a real good point.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, you might hate Scott Perry, but Scott Perry got him there. So Scott Perry drafted that boy. It's about connections. But yeah, I can see De'Aaron Fox will solve a lot of them problems, man. Just him in that star line and put Alex Burks back to where he go. That's a problem in New York.
And Bagley, because Bagley Fox could be a nice swap. They're on the outer in Sacramento, or Bagley is. I know they're trying to do a shake-up. They're going to trade Buddy Hield. They fired Luke Walton. So look for Sacramento to blow it up if they don't do something. They got Davion Mitchell and Halliburton that they're trying to build around. So that's mine. Sharp hours. Have you got?
But who are you going to give up for Fox? That's the question.
Yeah.
Draft picks?
Picks, yep. I think it's more of a salary dump, Danny. I think Sacramento want to get out of Fox's 200-something mil. He's on a super max. See, people forget he's not just on regular max. He's super max.
Super duper max.
If you're not making the playoffs and you're playing somebody a super max, just getting out of that contract could be a win. And getting draft picks out of it and doing a reset. And some people like Barnes, Fox and Barnes. Salute, be civilized.
Who, Harrison Barnes?
Yeah.
All right. If let's say if you did the Fox thing, do you think Fox and Randall make us contenders?
I think they'll have us top 4 in the East for sure.
The reason why I bring that up, we would be tied into 2 contracts for over 5 years or 4 to 5 years, but they not put us over the top. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to give 2 guys who not going to put over the top. You know what I mean? And that's why, you know, people laugh at John Wall contract. This shit only 2 years though.
Yeah,
it's 2 years. It's only 2 years, not 5 and 200 million. But I hope the Knicks don't do that unless they're going to go get somebody to add to them that's going to get them in the finals and got a chance to compete in the final for a couple of years. That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah. And be honest with you, Divine, that's one of the things that I'm kind of looking at. I like De'Aaron Fox, but we still got to have that room, man, to add that wing, in my opinion, too. So I don't think he's the answer only in itself by himself with just Julius Randle. So me personally, that's why if they really wanted to do something, this is just in my opinion, I would try to see if I could find a way to maybe do something like that in a 3-way trade with San Antonio.
Oh.
Spurs to see about DeJounte Murray and De'Aaron Fox some draft picks.
I'm so down with that. I'm so down with DeAndre Murray, man. I'm down with that. And on the low, I wouldn't even mind seeing Ingram either, you know, because it looks like New Orleans is not really going to be doing nothing. I think Ingram only has like maybe 2 years left on his contract. I mean, you know, it's a big pay. I mean, it's a big. He's definitely have a big contract left with the 2 years, but Ingram would be nice. But DeAndre from San Antonio, Murray, oh man, I've been watching him for a little since trade rumors started. Yeah, I've been liking to hear his name a lot, man. He is really a good ball player, man. He could definitely boost our team that we have right now.
Yeah, and dudes,
I think you might have to give a Randall in that trade. I think.
Yeah,
DeAndre only like.
You think so, Danny?
For Murray, they're gonna ask for Randall. I think. Who else are they gonna ask for? They're gonna ask for either Randall or Obi. They're gonna ask for a lot.
But I'm talking about a 3-team trade, though.
So what? Who are you putting in the 3-team trade? What players?
Well, I'm talking about like if you're dealing with a Sacramento Kings that's looking to depart with a point guard, like maybe a De'Aaron Fox, or say they go a Halliburton or something like that, which I think Halliburton is probably part of their future. I think some kind of way working something to that effect, I think would probably save us to where maybe they don't, with that Randall wouldn't have to be in that equation.
All right, let me just say this. Yeah, we got 6 fine panelists now. Let's just keep it flowing. So I'm just going to go around to everyone and just tell me what moves you want to make. Put your case forward. Say what you like, what you don't like. And I'll start with KJ Dub.
Danny, what's happening, brother? Welcome, brother. Hey, so nothing that really is off my top of my mind, but it's just we need more playmakers and more consistent scorers, and I can't really pinpoint anything right now because the Knicks, the way this regime has been, it's been very sneaky and crafty with the things they do. So at this point, really any and anybody, everybody is 22 games we've seen. I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. We've seen it already. Whatever they want to do and bring somebody to make it better, it can't get no worse than what it's been for the past 20-something years for me as a Knicks fan. So it is what it is. If they want to break this whole thing up, break it up, put a good product on the floor, and whatever they take, we'll take it right now, and then I'll reassess it. But off the top, nobody in mind right now.
Okay.
Yep. Divine.
Oh man, I mean, there's so many ways you can go, but for me right now, when I look at who I want, I look at it if they're gonna fit the structure of the team. If they're gonna hurt the infrastructure, they're gonna hurt our longevity. And the only one to come to mind at me that I think will help us right now is Cat because of his contract, because he fits the team, and he's 24 and 11 every night. And his contract is probably 2 or 3 years left. And you don't mortgage the farm. We got, like you said, on 3 draft picks that we got. You might got to throw Noel, and you got to throw in whoever. I don't know. You just got to equal that salary. But for me, it's Cat.
Cat's a beast. Yeah. I think they'll pull out some moves to get Cat and Russell maybe, and in a multiple trade, multiple players to get Russell too. It'd be good to go.
Yep, sharp hours. All right, Jarvis.
Man, I tell you, if
There you go.
we go that cat route, I don't have a problem with D'Angelo Russell. But boy, if we can find a way to have him include Malik Beasley with a cat trade, I think that would be more of the move.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, yeah, I can see that. Sharp hours.
Oh, there you go. You hear me?
You back?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yep.
Whew, boy, this internet stuff, boy. I tell you, I missed the whole question and everything. What happened?
No, you good. I was just going to say, what moves would you like to see? Which players would you like on the Knicks?
I mean, back again. I'm so with that guy from San Antonio, man. If we could grab a hold of him, I'd be happy with that. Cat, I wouldn't mind seeing Cat, but if we get Cat, man, that might we're gonna have to probably package Noel. More than likely we're gonna have to package Mitch. Um, but I mean, I I think we need a bona fide point guard right now. I like Burks what he did for the last couple of games, but I think we need a bona fide point guard that could really run the show. And anybody else, I guess we could pick up, sometime before February 15th.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with that
great
shot.
points. Yep, straight facts, guys. Yeah, we all need a point guard. The Public Enemy salute Jalen Brunson. He's a name to watch out for. I've been saying too. Divine
Brunson, yeah.
Colby White. We know Sexton's still out there, although he's recovering. His point guard. I know you said Cat, but do you think we're gonna solve this point guard thing long term?
Yeah, I do. I think we will. I think we will, and I think it's easy to get. I think we can get a point guard by the way the market is. I think it's point guard out there that we can get opposed to how many cats we can get. If we get cat, like I said, you got to remember, you can look at like guys like I said, don't sleep on John Wall on the buyout market.
Don't sleep
on
buyout. John Wall, yeah.
So let's say if you add a cat for some hypothetically in the trade before the deadline, and then somebody pulled out John Wall.
Yeah.
You Eastern Conference 1, 2, 3. Easy, no question. Yeah. And I think just because of what Cat could do, see, that's the Knicks' problem right now. To me, is that we going up against cats who got big front lines, and Julius Randle cannot play all the time against them 7-foot boys down there. Let's give him a problem. I think having him and Cat can play together. They both can play inside, outside. They both 20-something points a game, 11 rebounds. You killed two birds with one stone. Two guys giving you almost 50 points a game and 20-something rebounds. You gotta look at that, man. You know what I mean? I'm the Mitch too. Don't get me wrong. If I had to buy a jersey, it'd be a Mitchell Robinson jersey. But if I got to swing Mitch from Cat, Mitch, I love you, brother.
Yeah, see you.
You got to go.
Adios. I'll drive him to the airport.
Because what Cat could do for the Knicks, he could put up, maybe not on the defense, I'm just talking about numbers. He putting up Patrick Ewing numbers, 25 a game and 11 rebounds. You know what I mean?
Towns, right?
What? Listen, with RJ Barrett, and then you go get John Wall or somebody, or if you can't get Devontae Murray, but think about that defense, think about that offense with them dudes down there. I think we go up against Giannis and them. I think he can help cancel Giannis, and I think Julius Randle can help cancel Middleton. There you go, right there. You cancel them two dudes out. So let's go get it. Let me just get a point guard, and I think I would go that way. Not to make it long, I'm sorry, but I know we need a point guard bad, and I think we'll find one. That's what I'm trying to say. We can find a point guard, believe it or not. Even they let Rondo.
That's a lot, man. Fox and Bagley for Kemba, Mitch, Evan, Rokas, 4 firsts, 2 seconds. That's a lot.
And 4 firsts.
Wow,
that is a lot.
Too much, man.
To get those quality players right now, Kemba, Evan, Mitch, Roka. I give up 2 first rounds. I give up 4 second rounds. What are we going to do with these second rounds? Next year, we're not going to pick up nobody. Next year, we're going to hold on to these. We're going to hold on to these first rounds. So what? We still got 2 players that we can't even get into the lineup now. Get rid of those first rounds. We could get rid of all of them. To our first round, the first rounds we got, I give them all up. I give up majority of the second rounds for Fox and Bagley, or like Devon said, for Cat and what did you say, Devon? I'm sorry, Cat And Russell, yeah, I give all of that up, man. What are we gonna do? If you really think of it hypothetically, if we hold on to these picks next year when we're gonna have 3 picks, right? Two or three
Yep.
picks. Well, how are we gonna fit them into the lineup? But we can't even get Deuce and Grimes quality minutes right now.
All right, let me kick it to KJ.
Hey, so I've been thinking, I've been hearing the names, right? And I like Jalen. I like Jalen Brunson when he came out of Villanova. The lefty, 25 years old, averaging 14.6 per game right now. I liked him as a guard back then when we really needed. Guard has been like the arch nemesis of this team for years to come, But I'm thinking of all these names, and then I'm thinking about how does this player match with Tom Thibodeau, the schemes he likes to run, the type of players he needs. We know Tom likes the big guards. Jalen Brunson is 6'1", Kemba Walker, right? But a little bit younger, right? About 5-6 years younger than that, right? So
Same height.
it's like, so it's like it's the same pedigree. And right now we know Tom Thibodeau wants big guards for the switch, even though they're not doing it no more. So it's all about, for me, Tibbs runs this whole team right now. And if you're not coming and putting the same policies that he wants in place, it's not going to happen. So I just don't. I'm at a loss right now because I don't know. In that game last night, it really turned me off in a way that I just said to myself, I said, "What am I looking at here? Why does this team play so hard in the second half? Right? They play so hard in the second half. They can do the same thing in the first half. I like what we have here only if these guys will play consistent enough. But like everybody on this panel and in the chat has played the game of basketball before. When you're on that street ball court, you know who got it and who don't got it. And if you don't got it, guess what? You might not play anymore the rest of the day. We need those type of players here. It's New York City. Devon, you say it best. New York City defense gritty committee. If you're not that type of player, you don't need to be on that court as a New York nigga uniform. We stand for hard work, dedication, pounding around 90s Knicks. That was our thing. But we need to really get back into it. I know we won it, and we have some players that can do it. But are any of these players you guys naming, do you really think Tom Thibodeau say, you know what, I'm going to throw him in there? You saw how he was when we got Kemba here. Tom Thibodeau was all over that. But once he saw the product go on the court and it wasn't matching to what his philosophy was, I got a situation. It almost reminded me how we did Austin Rivers last year. Austin Rivers had a streak of games last year. He came in doing his thing. Next thing we know, he's out the lineup. He's getting shipped somewhere else. So it's too many inconsistencies here. So I just want to see what they're going to do. I'm relaxed. I want to watch tomorrow's game. I want to see what adjustments have they made in these past 2 games, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, word. And let's touch on the final topic before we get out of here. And I'll bring up the roster for the Denver Nuggets. Tomorrow's game. Let's preview that for everyone. Get your thoughts on tomorrow's game. They're 10-11. They're on a 1-game losing streak. They're coming to the Garden for the first time, the only time this season. I'll start with Shah Powers. Give us your prediction for tomorrow. How does it play out? Do we get the dub?
I mean, another game that's going to be a rough and tough game. The one thing that I can say, hopefully that RJ is back tomorrow because we're really going to need him tomorrow. Let's get it, Knicks. I think any game that we go, the last couple of games that we've been playing, we've been missing a quarter, and the quarter that we miss has been killing us. Yesterday it was the first quarter where we just got demolished. If we like we all say, man, we need to play some 48-minute gritty committee defense and push the pace. And if we don't do that, this game, I want the Knicks to win. I think we can win, but if we give up one of these big 34 to 16 point quarters, it's going to be a hard game again, man. It's going to be really hard.
Yeah, it's a wait and see, right? Good points. KJ Dub, your thoughts tomorrow night's game? It's critical. It'll be the first time we'll be below 500 all season, and then we know what the media, what the talk's going to be about.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just want them to get back to Knick basketball, get back to those winning ways whatever motivation you guys are having during halftime of these two games, come out in the first quarter swinging. Do things that you're not used to doing. Just do them. Just drive Julius. Drive everything to the hole. Nobody can stop you, man. Back yourself in there. Go to the hole and let it be what it's going to be. The ref's either going to call foul or not. I'm not taking no threes if I'm Julius. Everybody else is fall in line and follow suit and play as hard as you can, But I'm not going to give a prediction, guys. I want us to win, but it seems I gotta reverse the psychology on this one. I'm not predicting anything else no more. Yeah. I can't predict that because the team is too inconsistent. I know what the numbers they can put up, but they got to show it to me. So I hope we get to win tomorrow, guys, and we can get back to talking to some more better positive things that we like that we saw with the win tomorrow. Let's get this W, and also we got to find a way to stop the Joker.
Yeah,
that is the key. These stretch fives have been hurting us all year around,
killing us,
and we got to figure it out. So,
who's gonna guard the Joker? Randall.
Great point.
Good question, Danny. Tomorrow, what's your outlook on the game?
Prediction?
Yeah.
Pain. Like Clubber Lang said, pain.
Ooh.
It's going to be a tough game. I mean, Denver's good, but hopefully we bring our A game. It's on the Garden, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got to bring it to the Garden. So far in the Garden, we're not showing our great stuff yet. We have to keep Jokic down. I don't know how much we can keep him down, but who's going to guard him? Because if it's Mitchell Robinson, he's going to go off on Mitch. Because every center, if you look at every game, has destroyed Mitch. I don't know. Everybody's so crazy about Mitch. I don't see nothing special about him. His stats, he has no offense. He can He's tall. He can block some shots. He's nothing that crazy, to be crazy about this guy.
Yeah, and so RJ is probable. So it's be good to have RJ back. Can defend, and Nerlens Noel's questionable. So he practiced today, Nerlens. So we may get Nerlens back, but I don't like that matchup against Jokic versus Nerlens. That's for sure. Jarvis.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Got some distractions going on. Look, man, my power is about to. This thing is about to cut off, man. I'm gonna have to put this thing on the charger, but I don't know exactly. So is Noel gonna be back, guys?
Probable.
Questionable.
See, the thing that's gonna concern me about Jokic is, man, if he's especially being able to pull Mitch from that goal, and then you want to try to rely on him to rim protect. I'm concerned about that dynamic right there. And then Jokic's passing ability to hit cutters and hit the open man. We're gonna have to play some good ball. I like what KJ said with Julius Randle attacking the basket. We're gonna have to do a lot of that team rebound and play some team defense, man, and watch these turnovers. We have to watch these turnovers. Don't be giving up second chance opportunities. We can't
especially
have this
Randall.
lethargic. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah. Divine.
And that's basically the way I see it. So I'm hoping we can get the victory, but that hadn't been a strength of ours playing against Denver.
No.
For the last few times. But at some point you got to turn the corner and get a victory, man. So hopefully the return of RJ can rejuvenate, us, and maybe we pull one out. We'll see.
Yeah, not to jump in real quick, but we still haven't seen RJ play with burst in the starting lineup right now. Just to throw that out there. At least more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. Divine, what's your prediction for tomorrow?
You know me, man, that I love to play the game. We've been playing on Knicks Real Talk and CT the Streets of Butter since we started our thing, man. I'm going Knicks 109, Denver 100. That's just what we have fun.
Facts.
But that's what we do on our platform. We like to predict stories and have fun with it. So that's all it's about for me. Whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But for me, I see the Knicks going out here and playing hard. They've been playing hard. Other than that Phoenix game, we have been competing. We lost by 4 last night. We lost a 2 to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Houston. You know what I mean? We've been playing much better with our intensity and everything. We just lost some tough games, a couple of turnovers here and there. So I don't think the sky's falling by any means. Hopefully we get RJ back tomorrow and we go out there and compete tomorrow. Go out there and you don't take them for granted what they speak. Because Will Barton and Mook Morton and Aaron Gordon get up and down the court. So I hope that Fournier and all them guys match their intensity and Burks and run up and down the court because Will Barton is like Aaron Gordon can fly. You know what I mean? Pablo could run. He could move pretty fast with the ball. Even though Jokic is their main guy in a half-court game, they still got an up and down game. So you got to be careful with them guys on that. So hopefully we match their intensity, their energy. Man, limit the turnover. Like I said, we could have won that game last night. A couple of turnovers here and there. The game against Brooklyn. You know, we just can't give up them like Shop Howard said, them 30-point first or third quarter, whichever one it is. We got to play 40 minutes of hard basketball, and I think if we do, I think we just about beat anybody, man. Like I said, I don't think we 11-11, and we probably like gonna be 7th after the night. And the Eastern Cup, we need one win to get us back on track. Let's hope we go down there tomorrow, 1 o'clock, the matinee game. You know how matinee games are in New York City. Sometimes we don't be up for them games like we need to. So let's hopefully we come out tomorrow, man, and play 48 minutes. And go hard, man, and hopefully we can walk out Madison Square Garden with a victory tomorrow. So I'm confident we'll play hard, man. I'm gonna go 109, 100. That's what I do. I believe in this team, and you know, hopefully RJ don't come back and we get a little bit of like Shah Powell said with Burks and RJ playing together in that big backcourt could make a difference tomorrow. So hopefully that's what it be, man. But salute everybody. Danny, thank you for coming in. Jarvis, KJ, you know how we do. Shah Powell, my brother, you already know what it is, man. I'll be on
Thank you.
posted tomorrow about 3:30 after the game. I'll do the Knicks Real Talk post game. I think CT, you're gonna do the Streets of Butler later on that night, correct?
Yeah, I'll do a later one, and we'll be on Knicks Real Talk post game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's get it. Hey, salute everyone that came through. All these kings on the panel. A salute to you, Jarvis. Appreciate you. You know, hope you're well, and you know, you're in our thoughts, in our prayers as well. And yeah, we'll see everyone back tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jarvis, my brother. Be safe, man.
Salute everybody.
Yeah, prayers up. Danny, thanks for
coming. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Salute,
Jarvis.
My man.
Salute,
KJ.
Kyle, salute.
Salute. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's